れか。せーの。My cabbages! Low, low, man. Oh, my cabbages!
What's up, everybody? It is your boy Andrew Esquire here in Korea, and this is a Legal Mindset where we teach you to be your own judge. Yeah, I know we're doing a lot of streams, but this will be the last one before I head out of Korea and I head back to the Kingdom of Thailand. So I wanted to get one in before I get in transit. There's three things that kind of come across my desk, and I said we could definitely do this. We definitely should do this. There's a lot to talk about, and there's a couple things that I want to talk about sooner than later. So yeah, it's good stuff. So we're going to talk about today an article which absolutely is kryptonite for Johnny Somali. It's a giant nuke, and the reason why it's a nuke is because it is in a Korean language platform, and it's by a professor that's very well known for these, I guess, more controversial topics and getting people engaged, and who's not afraid to get involved in the system with a significant number of connections. So Johnny Somali has now really woken up people on the Korean side, which is absolutely what he does not want to do. And we're also going to talk about this potential interaction with DBR666, who I think I called him the next Johnny Somali, and it turns out it looks like they may be collaborating in the future. So we're going to go over a little bit of what they did and their stream, and then I'm going to react to Asmon reacting to me. No, it's going to be the reaction inception, because Hero High did a video. Great guy. He's been a friend of my channel and a fan of my channel for a while, and I like his stuff too. So he did a video on Johnny Somali, and then Asmon reacted to that, and it was primarily my coverage. So what I want to do is I want to give some comments on it, and also fill in some blanks in case any new people came from watching that. You're an Asmon viewer or somebody else, and you came from watching that clip. I want to say, oh, this is what I was thinking here. And there's one point at which I hint at stuff, and I didn't say it in that clip because he clipped a very specific portion. He didn't clip all of it, but it's very crazy. It's very crazy. So, it's getting bigger. It's the topic is being covered, and it's a good thing. I, of course, encourage everybody to clip my channel, to use it however they want to use it. Use any of my tweets or materials, and you can always email me for any help or any other things you need to be sent. I am happy to send them over. More than happy to send them over anything you need to help with this and to help with the prosecution of this individual. So yeah, we're going to do a late one tonight. I know 2,200 of you are already in here, so smash a like button on your way in so people know. This is a little bit later because, like I said, I got a flight tomorrow, so I'm not going to be able to stream. I'm not going to be able to give updates. So I wanted to do one last one before I'm in Thailand for a bit, and then I'll be back here, of course, for future trial coverage. So don't worry, I will be back in Korea. One thing people do ask, and this is a question that comes up, they ask, and this is a common confusion about me and being in Korea. I tend to spend part of my year here. I used to spend the full year here. So I used to live here pretty much full time for about 3 years, roughly, give or take, right before I am spending probably the majority of my time in Thailand now, although I do spend a lot of time in Japan and then some time in Korea as well. So I plan on spending significant time here in the future. It's like my second home. For those that wonder, yeah, I spend a good amount of time here. So yeah, that's a little background there. A lot of people ask about that. Felix Wu for Hong Kong 78 says, now is about 1 a.m. for me, but I'll watch the stream anyway. Golden SC for you, Legal Mindset. Thank you. And thank you for sticking around and being up late. I know Hong Kong time zone is also late. It's 2 a.m. here. So yeah, I know. I get it. Sailor Moon gifted 50 Legal Mindset memberships. Holy, Johnny right now.
Emotional damage.
Big damage on that one. That's a sink my battleship. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you. Rigo for 20 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you guys. Appreciate it so much. Yes. Silverblood also as a new member. Guys, also say thank you if you got one of those gift memberships. It really helps. And also, we're going to do a member stream soon as well. And we're also going to do a 200K sub celebration stream. I want to do that when I'm back in Thailand because I got my dual monitors and I want to, do some special stuff and maybe have some time to invite some special guests for, a 200K celebration. But that's going to be a fun one as well. That'll just be a really relaxed one. It won't be related to news or anything else. Just be us celebrating the milestones for my channel and the fact that we, got her to 200K. So we're going to do that. Don't worry. I want some time to invite people, some time to get some guests on, but we're doing it. We're making it happen. And I appreciate all you guys for helping me get here. Vagabondo Devon, member for 1 month. Thank you. Jinblade says, this officially marks 1 year being based in a public space. Also, Johnny's a loot goblin, the cursed gift that keeps on giving. Exactly. And, I couldn't ask for, I couldn't ask for a more insane, self-damaging person to cover. When I started covering Ramsey Khalid Ismail, I thought he would actually go dark, but instead, he's actually digging himself deeper, which is thus the thumbnail, the gravestone. It's just a situation where he's literally killing himself. And his worst enemy in the world is himself. It's not anybody else. It's not me, despite the fact that, he'll say nasty things about me, etc. Of course, because I'm the one who's primarily exposing him. And make up shit, lie, all that stuff. It's what he was going to get in the end from messing around. There's only so long you can mess around before there will be consequences, for sure. Rigo. Member for Force, I just want to stop in and say hi. Hey, Rigo, stuck at work and have to catch the VOD. In the meantime, join the new membership. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Gamsamnida from here in Korea. Thank you so much. Big Buddhist for 5. What's up, brother? Says, Asmon really liked the jacket you custom made. He said it looks like Neo from the Matrix. Yeah, I saw. We're going to watch the clip. I'll review it. I'm going to fill in. But I was kind of smiling at that one. And you know what? It's a real compliment because I got that from a tailor in Itaewon in Seoul. So that really shows you if you want to get good clothing, the tailors in Seoul I cannot recommend them more, especially for winter clothing and suits. They are great. Now, Southeast Asia has some great spots too. We got some Hong Kong people in the house. That's fantastic as well. But I find for winter wear, I can't beat Korea. It's just so good. And it's form fitting. It's comfortable. It just looks great. So yeah, get it there. JS drops 50 Legal Mindset memberships. Holy smokes.
Emotional damage.
You're going to get some bad coping on this one. Okay. I don't know if I can tease this properly yet. So we may have a K-pop remix of a certain song, but I'm working on getting it like integrated with some graphics or seeing what I can do with it. But it would be very appropriate here. But I can't spoil it yet. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. But thank you so much for that because right now we know that Johnny is full of cope. Over there with Hank in his apartment. Asian Dragon 456 has finally made it to live, but rare to see Andrew on live after midnight in Korea. Congrats, 200K. Yeah, congrats. Yes, it is rare. I would not be doing this if I didn't have a flight tomorrow. So, I'm back to the kingdom tomorrow, which is interesting because actually, as we're going to see today, I'm going from one nuisance streamer to another. And there's another one that's in Thailand right now that your boy LM's going to have to keep an eye on. I think a lot of people they mess around at their own peril. So we'll talk about that. By the way, my good friend Josh is like, I'm only here because I'm stuck playing Dino games at 2 a.m. Stop playing Dino games at 2 a.m., Josh. Stop that. You're weird. No, Dino games are really based. Banky for 10 says donating the Soju Fund. We used it last night. I don't want to spoil anything, whatever. But last night was the last night I got to hang out with Itozi and his crew and all the Korean and some of the Korean crew. Of course, I paid. You guys donated to the Ko-Fi/Andrew Esquire. So I got everybody, some food and at izakaya, and then we went to Noraebang. And I covered the Noraebang. So that was on you guys, you supporters over there. So thank you for that, donating to the Ko-Fi. We had a good night. It was very interesting, very good, very fun time. And it's always good to show people Korea. It's always great to show people Korea because it's a lovely country. And, if you're here for the right reasons, you absolutely should appreciate and have a great time in Korea when you're visiting here. King Lugia for 5 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you so much. Felix Wu for 78 Hong Kong is Johnny. Oh, wait, hold on. I feel like I missed one here. No, did I get it all? I think I got there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, let's start at the top. Kenneth Kim for $4.99. If you could say one thing to Johnny, what would it be? Good luck. He is so delusional, and he thinks he's right. So at this point, I'm not arguing with Johnny. It's not worth it to argue with Johnny because he's clearly, not all there together upstairs. There's something going on there that's in his head that's not normal or right. And, I don't argue with these people. I just let the results speak for themselves. And consistently over the past 6 months, pretty much every procedural prediction as we've gotten to that point has been accurate. So, we're going to see as we go, right? He's going to be charged with another charge in the Eastern District. His trial is going to be at least, a couple months minimum, right? So we're looking at, my guess is that even for the Western District trial, we're probably not going to have sentencing, even if it goes fast, until August or September, but it could be even longer than that. And then beyond that, we're going to have the other trial, which could drag out into next year. A lot of stuff going on right now. But Ramsey thought he was going to pay $500 and go home last week, on the 7th, 4 days ago. That didn't happen. So, who are you going to trust? Ryobi says, for $13.99, not since sinking out of Niji did I see someone so determined to not just go to the cabbage fields, but also be buried at the Earth's core. If anyone can have the Corone clip, can I have a Corone clip? Sure. I think you want this Corone clip. Let's see. Is this one to one?
What the fuck?
Go. I got you. Banky donating the Soju Fund. Thank you, Gansamnida. Canadian Ninja says for 10, love you, man. Can you say I love you too, Griffin? I'll say I love you too, Griffin. There you go. Common Rider Rogue says currently it's close to 2 a.m. in Japan. Lucky I got you through my night shift. Awesome. Well, good luck on the night shift, and thank you over there in Japan. Even though you give me Singapore dollars, so confusing. Little. You might have that Singapore account, that special YouTube Singapore account. I won't tell anybody or the feds. Killa Buttini for $9.99. Zeke, thank you. Zeke Surai for 10 says, cheers, Andrew. Trying out some Japanese whiskey with a friend of mine. What type? There are so many good Japanese whiskey. Obviously, there's Suntory. You got Nika. I always enjoy the Nika Black. And you've got so many local whiskeys too. Japan actually, I think, even has a better climate for whiskey than Scotland. So there's really lovely whiskeys. And I think more people in the world have discovered Japanese whiskeys and the pure quality of Japanese whiskeys. Yeah, Hibiki is great. Hibiki is amazing. Tatsumi for £10 says, what a nice day for a Legal Mindset stream. Hopefully no one sends Legal Mindset on unhinged rant by bringing up the insanity plea. The insanity plea!
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Oh, God. We're not doing this today, chat. We're not doing this today, chat. Chat. We're not playing this game today, chat. Deha says, I've been on the replay, gang, but happy to see you live. Deha, man, I'm good to see you back. It's Deha's one of my OGs, but I'm very glad to see you in the chat today. I'm very glad to see you over there on Locals. Excuse me, appreciate everybody there. My voice is still recovering. I've continued, I've continually applied soju. So it has been, it's been very interesting. Tatsumi says, what a nice day for Legal Mindset stream. Hopefully no one sends Legal Mindset and Unhinged Rant. Oh no, I got that one already. I got that. Let me not trigger myself. Stay Puff says, joined yesterday. Welcome. Amanda Main says just shows can't fix stupid. That's exactly right. I was looking for my water, but it's like in the fridge. Talenseer says, you said you didn't want to spend a lot of time on Johnny Somali's case, but since people may ask out of concern of comeuppance, can you cover similar cases in the future to establish precedent? Well, I can tell you about other people that have gotten sentences that have had obstruction cases or deepfake cases. I mean, we can pull that up. We can do that in like a longer, deeper dive. Sure, absolutely. Kenneth Kemp from 199, thank you. Razakun said Legal Mindset made it to Asmon and Moist Critical. Congrats, thank you. Alice Jade said, hope you have a good day. Appreciate the work you do. I will. And let's say Huevos Unlimited for Mexican 100 said the degree Hank defends Johnny is the same of a simp mod or abusive OnlyFans girlfriend. Simp men go to such lengths because they only think with the other head. So for sure, Johnny is his human tango in a hole. Oh man, there's a lot going on there. Let's just say this: Hank has some issues of his own, and he had them before Johnny, but I think they're only been made worse because of Johnny. Asian Dragon for 5 says, when he said to the female reporter he likes the North, would that not trigger the prosecutors or the police? He's provoking the law system. Yes. And we're going to go to that article first tonight. So I'm going to read 3 more super chats real quick, and then we're going to go to the article that really pissed off Korea and why Korea is mad, real mad. Dane Cranberry, gift for 1. Thank you so much. Sailor Moon says, starting a club, Andrew's Sailor Guardian Army. Yeah, there we go. So those 50 memberships, you're now in the Andrew Sailor Guardian Army. Thank you. It's always good in light of so many haters because, you know, the Johnny Squad and his supporters or whatever, they're trying their best to hate. But, you know, I don't care what Johnny says or does other than when he goes to court. Millen Ninja 06 for 10 says, first super chat. It's my day off. I just get more cabbage conviction content. I also patiently await cabbage merch. I'm talking to people about merch because I need a little bit of assistance there. I did have some people email me, some artists and stuff. Thank you for all your emails. I did receive them. So, I will get back to you as I can, especially when I'm back in Bangkok, not here. So, I'll be writing you. Chris Pam said, I'm glad that you, Atozi, and others are continuing to cover this. You need to continue this so that he understands and he remembers this shit is over. Please continue the good work. Cheers. Yeah, and you know, it's important that he gets the wrong type of attention. What's important for Johnny Somali is he gets so much negative coverage that he can't go anywhere and not be known and flagged and tracked and stopped by immigration and you know, people report him. That needs to happen. You know, even if he, you know, gets 5 years in jail, his career needs to be over. It should be done at this point with what he's doing to countries. This is something you shouldn't really engage in and behavior you shouldn't engage in as a foreigner abroad. A lot of people have questioned this, and I've mentioned this, that you can revoke a passport legally. It is not done very often. It's extraordinarily rare, but Johnny Somali is one of the clearest cases for revoking a passport I've ever seen in my entire history, you know, as a lawyer, right? Because of course, federal law, you know, that's U.S. Federal law relating to immigration, relating to passports, et cetera, stuff like that. Clear grounds to revoke it. He's damaging the relationship between nations at this point and peoples. He's being disruptive to the image of the United States. There's a clear grounds to do it. They rarely do it, but this is one case where they should deeply consider it. Scorpion said, did I miss the lineup? No, you're good. You're good. Caps Lock 3 says, here's some burger money. Any jail advice for dear Johnny? He better learn some Korean. Yuko Miyamada as a new member. Welcome. And then Andre's gifting 50 Legal Mindset memberships. What is going on here? Thank you.
Emotional damage.
Big one for him. In fact, he's also probably taking a big whiff and smelling the cabbage. It's fermenting. Thank you, Andres. Appreciate that very, very much. Anthony Says for 10 says if he's sentenced for his current trial, would he start farming cabbages before any additional trials, or would he wait? They'd wait. They wait till all of his punishments are done. If he can't pay all of his fines, he goes to manual labor, which can be road labor. It can be making products like odang, like fish cakes, or it can be agricultural labor. That's the cabbage fields. So that's where that all comes from for those that want to know the lore. Because I know there's new people and they're asking me about the lore of the cabbages. And I'm like, that's the lore. That's the lore. Asian Dragon found a translation for twerking. He's saying, ondongi. Ondongi is like your butt, right? Ondongi, that I'm surprised to that Western influence bring to Korea. That's interesting. I've never heard that before, but then again, I'm not listening for twerking. So that's very funny. That's very funny, actually. Gia 5. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Kenneth Kim says, Johnny and Hank started OnlyFans to pay for the legal fees. How do you know they don't already have one? They've already started a porn site together. So they might as well just keep going, right? And just dig more, do more crimes in Korea that will be reported to the police. Because the more they do, the more is going to be reported. Everything is being reported. Sigrun Eternia says for 10, somewhat related, but haven't seen the Twitter freaks were dogpiling Japanese McDonald's and Twitter started region locking. Yeah, that was weird. That was just a weird thing. That was really weird. And Amanda Main says, seems like he doesn't understand or care. People have pride in their country, and by his little tantrum before the court, he has pissed off the wrong people. Yes. So this is actually a good segue into the article. So I know we have 47 messages to get here. And I promise, I will get all of them. Thank you guys so much. But this is the perfect one to transition into the article. So we get to the main topic here. So there was an article that was put out in the Korean news, and it absolutely is devastating. Now, this is the English translation. So the original is here in Korean. I did actually go through with this. I had my good friend, the Dr. Alaric. You guys are not familiar. The guy, he interviewed. You've seen him in the Tozi interview as well. He was the one that, Asmongold makes fun of how he holds, or was it somebody makes fun of how he holds the cup? I've seen people talking about, the guy, how he holds the cup. I forget who it was who said that. But anyways, the Dr. Alaric, he also, looked at the translation here. So I'm going to give you guys, make sure it's accurate because this is obviously some, machine translation. But it tends to do a pretty good job. The problem is, it was Nux. Was that Nux? Okay, thank you. Sorry, I'm just confusing commentary channels. Nux was Nux. Okay. I confused Nux for Asmon. 2D, 3D, same thing, right? Same thing, right? Yeah. They're really the same. Really the same. All right. So this is really bad. Okay? This article that is, once again, let me just make it clear here. It is originally a Korean article. This is the original language, right? We're translating this into English. So this is extremely bad for Johnny Somali. Remember, in the interview with Channel A, he went out and said that Korea is a colony of the United States, right? That was probably the dumbest thing that he could ever say. Because once again, you're triggering a lot of things here, right? You're literally triggering both a nationalism and a nationalist sentiment, right? So you're going to that appeal. And then beyond that, you're showing a lack of remorse. So he's not showing that he's sorry. And at this point, it's really too late for him to come back and do that because it's already clear that he's not sorry, right? That he's not sorry pretty much at all. So in case you guys didn't see it, I'll play the video again because I want you guys to see it. Now, of course, I have this. You can go on my channel. It's part of my videos, Somali Talks Tough, but runs from Tiny Korean Girl. You can see exactly what he says here. And this this, because it hit the Korean news in a double sort of way, it's absolutely going to kill him. Let's play this.
Do you admit the charges? Is there anything you want to say? Do you admit the charges? Don't you want to apologize?
I love North.
So saying I love North Korea. Also, the word he said, there's one word they beeped. Apparently it was suck my expletive. So I'm not going to say it. I'm actually trying to curse less. So I'm trying to be a good boy in the algorithm, because usually I'm a bad boy in the algorithm. But that's also what he said that they beeped out. So because that reporter ended up talking about what he said a little bit more in another somewhere separately. So that interaction led to this article. So if he didn't do that, he wouldn't get this guy on him. Now he's got Professor So Kyung-dok, who says, I haven't come to my senses yet. So this really means he is super mad. We need to set a good example with strong punishment, which means we need to send him to jail for a long time. That is not what I am saying. That's what a professor is saying that has strong connections in Korea. As American YouTuber Johnny Somali, they use YouTuber broadly. They don't understand. Let me just be very clear here. A lot of people in Korea do not understand. So the older generation, let me put it this way, like especially the older generation, they don't differentiate between like YouTube and Twitch and Kick. So they use that, like they're using YouTuber like as a general streamer. So even if you're like a Twitch streamer, they might call you a YouTuber, and that's how they understand it, right? So interpret YouTuber as content creator. Just read it the same way, okay? It's not honestly, I can't blame them for not following every new platform. I mean, like, who the hell even knows what Party is until Johnny Somali was on it? I didn't even know that was a platform, right? Frankly, I didn't even follow Kick very closely at all until I started following these nuisance streamers, and I was wondering what platform they were on, and it turned out to be Kick, mostly, for the most part. By the way, QB, thank you for the 10 Legal Mindset memberships, and also Korean Brewing Adventure. Thank you for the manwon. 감사합니다. Appreciate that. All right, let's continue with this article, and this is kryptonite. So, as American YouTuber Johnny Somali, who has engaged in bizarre behavior such as kissing the Statue of Peace, continues to be late to court and with frowning remarks. What that means is he makes he says bad things. Okay, so he's saying nasty things. Professor So Kyung-dok of Sungshin Women's University has urged that the professor is a guy. We must set an example with strong punishment. This means, like, we need the max sentence on this guy. So, a lot of people try to make it out to seem like I'm the only guy who's pushing for this, and like it's just me and maybe like Atozi or a couple other people in the West. It's not. You've got people inside Korea that also want him to be put away for a long time. This isn't just a few people on the internet. This is millions of people that are hoping he gets the maximum punishment. Professor So made the demand on his social media today, the 10th, saying after the first trial, he still hasn't come to his senses, such as spouting the outrageous remark, Korea is a colony of the United States, to the press. It actually sometimes gets translated, because it's Asia, they sometimes translate colony as vassal state. If you guys understand what a vassal state is, it's sort of like a colony. It was originally the Chinese way of having a colony. They didn't come in and they didn't do it the British style. They would just make you kind of pay tribute, so you're like a vassal, you pay tribute to your bigger power. And they send the treasure fleet out, and the treasure fleet gets all the gifts from the vassals and brings it back. So it's a different system, but it essentially means colony, right? Yeah, it's a tributary. Exactly. So the word can sometimes be similar, and they use them kind of interchangeably. So Professor So criticized Somali's attitude, saying Somali tried to enter the courtroom wearing a red hat with the phrase "Make America Great Again, MAGA," which is a slogan of U.S. President Trump's presidential campaign, but was stopped due to regulations, meaning you can't wear a hat. So he was told twice to take it off. In particular, he continued to display inappropriate behavior, such as smiling and making tongue-in-cheek pose. So the tongue-in-cheek, that actually means sticking his tongue out. So that's what he did to me in Atozi twice. And he did it right directly. Frankly, he was looking at me like in the eyes. Like of all the people in the courtroom, I triggered him the most. It's unambiguous. So he was doing that. Now, I actually did email another article that said this. I said, towards an acquaintance sitting in the courtroom. So I said, I messaged this article and I said, hey, just real quick, I'm not an acquaintance, I'm an opponent. But the way that translates, it's just like, it doesn't really mean like we're bros. It means like someone he saw that he recognized. Right? So that word acquaintance there, that's not a great translation. He continued, I haven't come to my senses yet, meaning he's still mad. This time, we need to set a good example by giving strong punishment, not a slap on the wrist. And he raised his voice. So this is the exact same sentiment we have. So people in Korea are having the exact same sentiment that we're having here, which is a slap on the wrist is not appropriate. What Somali wants is a slap on the wrist, right? But that's neither here nor there. Let's see. He added, it's because they not only kissed the statue, but insulted the history of the Republic of Korea by showing the rising sun flag and shouting, it's not Dokdo, it's Takashima, which is the Japanese name for Dokdo, which is a island, which is historically been Korean. It is claimed by Korea. Korea controls it now, right? Japan has some like tenuous claim on it. It's not a very strong claim. But obviously Johnny wants to play on those divisive geopolitical things. He does things to be divisive. I've said it before. The MAGA hat is not because he's MAGA. He's not. He just wants to be divisive and make people angry. Professor So concluded his writing by emphasizing, I just hope that a proper final ruling is made on the incident so that something like this never happens again in Korea. Let me read that one more time. I hope a proper final ruling is made so that something like this never happens in Korea. That is exactly what we want to see. This professor is saying exactly what we're saying, exactly what we're all saying. We're completely in sync here. This needs to be a preventative medicine for all other nuisance streamers. Because as we're going to show you today, I called this 3 weeks ago when I saw this guy DBR. I said, he's queuing himself up to be the next Somali. And we're going to see in a video later, he wants to be the next Somali. He's literally calls himself the next Somali. And this guy, if he's allowed off, is going to be an example for an entire generation of streamers. It's going to be a serious problem. So that's why it needs to go one way and not the other. And it's not just because of that. It's because there's a spree of crimes, right? It's not just one crime. And in fact, a lot of people have asked, why isn't he charged for the Comfort Woman statue? Well, that typically is just a fine, right? Because typically crimes against property in general, if you're looking at world law, not just Korea, I'm talking about the world comparatively, typically crimes against people are treated more seriously and punished more seriously than crimes against property. Particularly if it's just a crime against property where no person was injured. The penalty tends to be less under the law. Now, they're going to change that law, it appears, regarding this. However, that's not what he's charged with. He's charged with multiple counts of being causing serious problems in public against people, disturbing people, annoying people, harassing people, obstructing businesses, creating a scene. He shut down a concert. He shut down a ride at Lotteland. He threatened to literally, and I can't say the word, he threatened to have a gang sexual assault of someone. It was really ridiculous. And actually, funny enough, I have the photo on my phone. I got to send it to myself. But I did take a stop by a certain pizza place the other day. I gotta find the photos in here. I'll send them to my computer later. But they're here. A certain A certain pizza joint. So, he's caused all these problems. And he's threatened a lot of people with, indirect or direct harm. And he's harmed businesses and been extraordinarily disruptive, rude, and he's been disgusting and sexual around children. Asian Dragon says, U.S. can help Korea recover from Japanese occupation, but overpowered by the communists of China, which made a standoff, thus making a parallel line between North and South. Johnny Somali, you don't know your history deep enough. He doesn't know any history. Geodax says, best of luck not swearing. Also, the YouTuber thing is like VTuber and streamer. Also, enjoy the shekels. Thank you so much. Get a couple of these here. Mazarva Palma, thank you for the 20 Legal Mindset memberships. Appreciate that. Holy smokes. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. Hold on, let me get, there's a couple here too. Alfonso Oro with 20, and then Doug Diaz with 5. Thank you so much, Mazrova, Alfonso Oro, and Doug Diaz, thank you for helping me give Ramsey massive
emotional damage.
He counts every single one of them. Purple Spark Alice for Canadian 20 says, if Ramsey entered both prison and the cabbage fields, does he go to the fields while in prison or is after? While he's in prison. Yeah. So it's like he would be going out there to work. And they get paid about 50, it takes about 50,000 won a day off of his the fines he owes. So, yeah. Let's finish the article. There's a little bit more to it. The last part says, obstruction of business. The trial of Johnny Somali was brought to court and scheduled for 11:10 on the 7th, but due to his lateness, it began an hour later at 11:10. It was supposed to start at 10:10. Somali is accused of interfering with business by playing music loudly and spilling cup ramen on a table in a convenience store in Mapo last year. Also, what they don't include is the fish, as well as disrupting the bus and subway with twerking. And dancing and all sorts of other harassing behavior. So that article, which I will link that. You know what? I'll link that once Twitter starts working. I'll link that over there. It's been kind of glitchy today, which was part of the reason for my delay today was because I was trying to post everything. I think it finally started working now. Started working now. So I'll get that posted over there underneath the thread so you guys can have that article. I think it's a pretty good one. I think it's worth a read. And it also gives a big highlight into a significant professor that is now digging in on this. Okay, we have 76 questions here. Let me just catch some of the easy ones. Purple Spark for 10 Canadian. Thank you so much. Yuko Miyamoto for a pound. Thank you. And people don't have to message if I missed it. I do skip around. Asian Dragon says, I'm trying to guess which obstruction of business he did in the Western District. ABC Pizza, high chance from watching a live concert. That's also possible. But it's not the district when he was streaming. I think the concert was in Hongdae or Itaewon. So it's possible that one is in the Western District. Joseph Torres says, insanity plea, JK Lawyer Sama. We're not doing that today. You're not sending me down that road. Baltex Kitty for 600 yen says, I'm so glad I haven't fallen asleep yet. Ready for some insanity plea lore. Thank you for Tokyo. The insanity plea lore, just so you know, it drives me crazy. It makes me go into a rage, like a Hulk rage. It comes from Johnny bringing it up. So Johnny brought it up. And since Johnny brought it up, and some people didn't think, well, maybe Johnny just makes stuff up and doesn't understand the law, which is what happens. And of course, he lied. He said he was going to go in and plead insanity or say he's bipolar. He didn't say that. He said guilty. Which by the way, means he is now a convicted criminal in Korea. So he's a convicted criminal now because he said guilty. It's pretty much done. That's it. Once you say guilty, you can't withdraw it. So he's convicted in Korea. Like we've already got that W on the board, right? So he's going to be banned from this country. He's probably never going to be able to come back to this country, based on just his history and what the criminal record is going to show. So that's already happened. So that's a W. That's already a W, right? Getting the guilty plea. But we want more than that because he'll still think he won, right? If there isn't a severe enough punishment. But I mean, we've already got him on that part. So I can say, yeah, he's convicted in Japan and Korea. He's been, convicted of crimes in multiple countries. Melina Ninja said, to quote from yesterday, let's aim at RKI. Weakness does not define you. What does define you is under the dictionary. I think you're wanting me to play a clip, and I got you. Hold on, where's that one? It's here, right? It's a VTuber
Your
clip.
weaknesses don't define you. But you know what does? The dictionary. Under the word bitch.
That's specifically for Johnny Somali, aka Ramsey Khalid Ismail. Thank you for that. PJ Freeman says, I found you in a roundabout way from pink sauce to a toast to you. Thanks for the work. Oh, awesome. Well, next we'll probably do the little clip about DBR and then we'll finish with Asmon. So there's an Asmon reaction. That's probably going to take me the longest to review, so I'll do it last. But we'll do the DBR and Johnny collab next, because that's kind of new and hot off the press. And it also gives us some new insight into what's going on with those two. Chaos Smash 64 for 2 says, congrats on the new VTuber. Congrats on the VTuber. Now comes the hard part. Good luck. Yeah. Guy for 5 says, is it true that South Korean prisons only give inmates 2 meals a day, a wire coat, and a toilet, while everyone else has to be provided by family members? I'm not sure about that. We're going to do a separate episode on Korean prisons. That'll be a separate one. Jacob, for 25 Romanian, says, Andrew V, the Romanian troll, said he can help you out with your VTuber avatar, said to contact him. Says, I will. I absolutely will. For 100%. He's a good dude. Kex Dose for €5 says, thanks so much for everything you're doing. Just curious, as you mentioned, you're jetting around between countries. How many languages do you speak? Honestly, frankly, I don't say I'm fluent in anything but English, but I have a pretty, I've dabbled in the Deutsch, in Spanish, of course. I grew up in Miami, Florida. I'm trying to learn Thai right now. I'm studying Thai. My Japanese is embarrassingly bad, and as is my Korean. I know a bit of Polish and Farsi for reasons. So, yeah, what I tend to do is I know a little bit of a lot of languages. So I'm very good at mastering the basics of a lot of languages, like the most commonly used words that for travelers to use. And then I just stay at that level. So I learned that very quickly. I know that for a lot of languages, but I don't master them. I'm really working on my Thai because I spent a lot of time there. And obviously, eventually, I do want to get my Korean up as well. It's actually harder to practice Korean, believe it or not. Deadly Kitten 87 says, hello, Legal Mindset in chat. Congrats on 200K milestone. We'll lurk during work. Have fun. Yeah. Artemo says, whoa, you got BTS? Do an intro? No, but I even think my helpful elf, Ava, may have actually done it. I think she may have done it. She may have been crazy enough to do it. If it works, I'll upload it. Hopefully it doesn't explode. It doesn't blow up anything. But we'll try to do it as maybe like an outro, because we've got the new hotness. I always love having new videos. If you guys ever have any new stuff, new clips that you think are really good, you can send them on over. But I love new ones. Thank you. DCV Titan says, what do you think is the over-under on Hank helping prep Johnny's Hershey Highway? Less trauma, maximum prison pocketing. I don't know what goes on in that house. Roberta Polanco says, Koreans make good films. They can make one about RKI. Oh, yeah. There definitely will be an RKI film. Trust me. Gamer Halim for 79,000 IDR says, his act was a disaster to the moral community, but at least he got punished by Korea. Just he became more black since he became farming cabbage? Okay. Japanese Demon Lord Abari Lucifer says, most nuisance streamers have something mentally deficient. I've yet to see one of them that's even slightly sane. Fair enough. Uni says, thank you for all the info. Yep. Danny says, beep. Blooming Blossom says, Cabbage Man hit rock bottom, pull out of the shovel. Indeed. And Johnny says, I wish the tombstone on the thumbnail was real. Let's get into it. I'll get one more here and they'll go here. Spartan says, you absolutely can fix stupid. It's just hard because you stupid people tend to be lucky enough to avoid Darwinism, but apparently not lucky enough to avoid the Cabbage Patch. There we go. All right. Okay, Steven's trying to litigate this. Actually, in Korean law, an insanity plea in this particular context based on recent precedent. And no, do not be that guy. Do not be that guy. Dirty Fox Dangles. Thank you. And Sigrun says, Andrew's and Nihongo is Jozo. Nicholas says, you're fluent in legal, and Ramsey assaulted because of it. Damn right. So let's talk about that here today. We've got DBR And in case you don't know who this guy is, let's show them together first. So here you've got DBR with Johnny Somali. This is a clip from Johnny's stream on Party. So DBR is a nuisance streamer as well. And he actually, I called this a while ago, and I'll pull this down and show you guys. I called DBR as he's the one who probably will end up being the next Johnny Somali. Now, he's got a different style to him. See right here, this is Kick's next Johnny Somali 3 weeks ago, right? Only 13K views. What is that trash? All right. So here's what he did. In case you guys missed it, this is what DBR did in Japan. Some of you have probably seen this. Some of you may not. But watch the clip, Asian Dragon. Let's finish.
So drop the 100 subs, because I'm going to do it more now that... Fuck it. Drop the 100 subs. Drop the 100 subs. This dude right here that looks like he's having a nice day. Sumimasen.
Okay.
Sorry.
Hello.
So he hit the guy in the face with a snowball. He actually made him bleed. His lip was bleeding. And he got confronted by a German couple. Police came. He fled Japan. A criminal complaint was filed against him and accepted by police with 8,000 more. Actually, no, it was more than 8,000 signatures. But there are almost 8,000 people on right now, by the way. So smash the like button. Make sure you're sharing this out there. That's DBR. That's when I say who DBR is. That's DBR. That's what you got to know about DBR. Is he's that type of guy. And in a way, it's worse in a single instance. Let me put it this way. Because a lot of Johnny's behavior, it's cumulative. What makes Johnny's behavior so bad is that it's a whole spree. It's if you put it all together. Johnny is one of those, you know what they say about being clipped out of context? You know, you clip people out of context and it becomes worse. Johnny is one of the few people I have watched on the internet that if you watch the context, it becomes worse. And yes, this is the guy who used a stairway as a restroom. That is the guy. He did both, right? He did both. By the way, I want to say this real quick. Burger Plant says, I've been doing IRL streams for 10 years. Suck this guy and ruin it. There are good IRL streamers. You can do IRL streaming without being an asshole. And look, I cursed. I'm gonna have to have my editor beep that. Okay, guys, please like the video to kind of compensate for the cursing. But like, it just pisses me off because I know you can be nice and you can not be a jerk and do IRL streaming. There's a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot of fun stuff to do. You don't have to do that. Right? RJX Dare says, real talk. Are we sure we want a degenerate like Archive near food protos? We've seen him spit. What more if he poisons the cabbages? Are there alternative laborious punishments? Oh yeah, I mean, he could be doing road labor. And once again, there's people supervising them, so they can't get away with anything. GJJ, welcome as a new member. Let's see here. Mr. Melancholy said, Andrew, will Ramsey be brought up on what he did at Lotte World in the next court hearing? Love what you do. Okay, Mr. Melancholy, don't get confused. The next court hearing is for the Western District. Lotte World is in the Eastern District. That has not been brought up at all yet because the Eastern District case hasn't started. I think that one will start in the next couple months. So hold on for that one. It's coming. Not yet. Now, I don't know whether Lotte World contributes or not. I don't know. They should. But also, here's the thing. Lotte World's a very big company. So they may just think Ramsey is below them, to be honest. And then he's kind of like a worm for them. Anthony for 10 says, so I take it he would have to plead not guilty to get insanity, which we'll know. No, guys, insanity is not happening because he doesn't have the prerequisite condition to claim it. And it's not the type of claim you can make in his current mental state. He's not able to claim that because he doesn't have the prerequisite medical findings. You can't just walk into court in Korea and say, I'm insane. That's not how it works. Joseph Torres became a new member. Thank you so much. Final Fantasy says, Johnny is the fail set to your base mindset. Indeed, he is. Erica says, no one advised this idiot just to stay quiet? I mean, someone has to have advised him that he's burnt the bridges and salted the earth. He doesn't care. He's digging it in because he's trying to do what a lot of these nuisance streamers do, which is kind of clip farm and to do radical things, to say radical things in order to get attention. Now, the normal thing that you do when he says crazy things is to ignore them. But in Ramsey's case, because they're relevant to the court's going to see them all. And there's going to be punishments. So people are talking about DBR's nationality. He's Dutch, but I believe he lives in the UK. So he's I think his nationality is Dutch, but he lives in the UK. Just FYI. Juanino May says, I'll join the fight. I'm sick too. There you go. Gaspash says, I heard you like Insanity Plea. Danielle banned this guy. Asian Dragon says, I tried to look for a minor offense where he's moving the dead fish around public transportation. Cannot find the Korean law system. I've brought it up before. You know what I'll do is I will do a stream where I bring up everything he's charged with. So I'll bring up the Korean laws. I'll bring up the Korean law system. I'll bring it up and show you guys exactly what he's charged with. What I was waiting for that is to get like pictures and video, but I may not be able to get video of all of it. There's very few. There's a little video of the dead fish, but there is some video. So we'll try to get all that. Steve McKinney says, Abba and Preach have talked about coming over for Somali's April hearing thoughts. Yeah, sure. If they can, they should. I mean, if anybody wants to come. You know, I'll get them connected. If I'm not there, which I may be, should be, I will. I'll get them connected. They want to come. Anybody wants to come for the hearing and they're a content creator, let me know. Now, there's only 15 seats in that courtroom, so they may have to wait outside. That's the thing. And now that this is a big thing, I think they're going to make people wait outside. They may be taking tickets. I mean, so I can't promise they're going to get in. You know, they can come, they can try, but literally with us. In our group, we filled the whole place. So I mean, we're probably gonna have to limit that one next time. Terry Love gifted 10 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you for that. Purple Spark Gallons for 10. Said for his 2 disturbance of business, will the sentences be concurrent or consecutive? This is asked very common, so it's different. It's different, right? So typically they'd be consecutive. Yes, one and then the other. Gen X role model says, you see what he's asking party for? $10,000? Yeah. I mean, getting greedy. Alfonso Oro said the video by infographic show on Johnny's Wild. Yeah, I'm in it. I'm in that one. It's a little outdated though, but it's interesting. Metal Knight says, hi, Legal Mindset. I found about you since the Nietzsche drama in your content is insightful. I also found a game about Johnny Somali. Oh, you mean Assassin's Creed? I'm joking. Badger Toss. Thank you so much. Thumb Ugly said, you're right. These guys set precedent. Either the nuisance streamers get worse or nuisance streamers get prison and made an example of to scare others. There's no other way. It's like, which way, Asia? Do we want them to get rid of nuisance streamers or do we want them to get worse? Yep. Let's see here. DCV said, I don't know. There's plenty of video evidence that he's, I think you're trying to say another word. Would that help his case? No. Him being dumb doesn't help his case. Wayne M says for Canadian 5, worse than Johnny and streamers like them are people eagerly watching those streams. They're the ones that actually encourage them to do bad things. I've watched certain viewers that I legitimately believe are trying to get these people killed. I'm not kidding. Ian GR says, if Lotte World joins a debacle, he is effed. Lotte World is a chibble, and we all know how powerful chibbles are. Exactly. I'm going to get a couple of the higher dollar ones. And once again, guys, I try to go, if there's a bigger dollar value, I'll try to go up to down. And then we'll continue with the video here. Ziozia says, while it may be a while, months before Johnny goes to court for Lotte World, with the charges being more serious, there were children around. In Lotte, there were children around. When he was saying sexual messages. That's not just a worse charge. It's a whole new charge. It is literally like sexual behavior around children. He was playing a message that he wants to have relations. Once again, I'm trying to be very clear. Johnny was playing a message that Johnny wants to have relations with children. That's what Johnny was playing. And it was played so many times. He knew what it was. He knew what it was. And also he was playing sex noises as well in the metro. Geodax says, good luck with not swearing. Also, the YouTube. Oh, no, I got that one already. Let's see what other one I want to get here. Okay, this last two, and then we'll go. What if hook is this for Canadian 5? Do you know what the definition of insanity is? Doing the same thing over and over and expect different results. Can Ramsey plead insanity? Moving on. The Logical Beast for 5 says, is it wrong that I'm not mad with Johnny Somali, just disappointed? I have a great opportunity to see Asia and that not everyone will have. Squanders it like an idiot. No. You're thinking about it the wrong way. He's having a good opportunity to tour Asian jail cells. That's right. He's going to be able to have a bright future talking about the inside of Asian jail cells. Dear Will Christian says, shout out from Atlanta. Thanks for saying, thanks for you. I appreciate you talking with me about Johnny Somali. All right, let's get to the video. So, and also thank you to everybody who donated on Ko-Fi. We're at 59%. I went out and kind of treated everybody this weekend, like Atozi and all the crew and everybody else, and, helped buy people like lunch, dinner, coffee, gas, all of other stuff. So, thank you for the donations. They definitely went to the people that supported this endeavor this weekend. So thank you guys for that over there on Ko-Fi. All right, so here's the stream. This was just yesterday. So this just happened. This is fresh off the press. This is brand new. So Johnny is in Korea, obviously, and DBR, he fled Japan after the snowball incident, and he is now in Thailand, in the Kingdom of Thailand. I believe he's in Bangkok, but we'll see. I actually don't know exactly where he is. We'll find him. So listen to what him and Johnny talk about. And by the way, guys, this is why I am so passionate about this. I'm a person who spends a lot of time in Thailand, Japan, and Korea. These places tend to be where a lot of nuisance streamers want to target for some reason, for whatever reason, because they think they're easier or whatever else. But they're about to find out if they mess around. I'm just saying, especially in Thailand too. A lot of the content creators, Ice Poseidon got a criminal charge. He's a convicted criminal in the Kingdom of Thailand. There's a lot of others that had to, run away or leave. And Gino almost got his ass kicked on Khao San Road for kicking a chair. So, yeah, you don't mess around. Let's watch this exchange between DBR and his mentor here, Johnny Somali.
Bro,
That's how it went.
how's Thailand? You streaming in Thailand so far?
Yeah, I'm just chilling, right? I've been chilling, but I'm gonna be streaming this week.
IRL?
Yeah.
Why don't you come to?
So he's going to do IRL streaming in Thailand. So now you're going to have people watching out for DBR in Thailand. And I know there's a lot of you viewers who are in Thailand. And if you see DBR out streaming, keep an eye on this kid, right? Now, I'm not saying do anything, right? Once again, if he wants to behave himself and, he wants to film himself eating somtam and pad kapow, that's fine, right? But if he's out acting like an idiot or he's out getting drunk and getting violent, he's going to end up in a Thai prison real quick or getting some Muay Thai in a face-to-face lesson in Muay Thai. I'm just saying.
Come to Korea. Why did you come here?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's better for you to come to Korea. It's better for you to come here.
I don't know. I could come to Korea, but
It's
the
more
problem is
content.
yeah, I don't know, cause I'm Somali,
See, he says it. So he says exactly what I said and exactly what the image. He knows he is Somali 2.0, right? So this guy is a disciple here, right? And he's admitting, he's like, yeah, I'm Somali 2.0. I come up there, I'm gonna have problems, which is very fair. Very fair. He's scared, and he should be scared. He absolutely should be scared. To get detained here, to get locked down, just like Johnny, if he comes out and comes here and starts and tries to do even part of what he's doing, right? And look at what Johnny is doing. Johnny is encouraging to come here for quote unquote content, and we know what Johnny finds content. Johnny's content is criminal content, right? And yes, by the way, I want to say this too. This is very, very clear. I obviously live in Thailand. Thailand is safe if you follow the rules and don't mess around. Right? If you don't cause problems, you're going to be fine. The problem is if you're causing problems. That's where the issue is. Okay? That's where the issue is. Right? And it would be a heck of a lesson for him. A heck of a lesson for him. Let's see here. We'll finish this clip and then I'll get some more comments here because I know there's a lot. Let's get through it.
What's the problem? Oh, nigga, I'm not gonna lie. They might.
His name's Somali.
They really might miss.
I'm a big cook in Korea. I'm a big cook.
You might go downtown, and nigga might just punch you out of nowhere.
It's not going to be out of nowhere. See, that's the misnomer that like Somali or anybody got punched, quote unquote, out of nowhere. It wasn't out of nowhere. It was after they committed multiple crimes. They, insulted the people of Korea. They harassed people. They harassed children. They harassed elderly women. Just random people out there that were minding their own business, right? They've been aggressive. They've been sexual. They've made sexual comments. They've threatened to sexually assault women. Insane stuff they'd done before anybody punched Johnny Somali in the face. Johnny Somali wasn't punched in the face randomly. That was after a long streak of provocation, essentially provocation. So just to be very clear about that.
You don't even know this.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I might just be chilling, and I got my camera out, and they're like, "Oh, Somali."
Yeah, it's possible, bro. I honestly, I think they gave you too much heat for the snowball shit. Like, nigga, you didn't really assault nobody. You threw.
Okay. That's literally the definition of assault, right? Unauthorized touching. Like that's it. Sorry. Like, it's like, it's like definitional assault. That's assault. By the way, it's very funny that Johnny would say that when Johnny's literal roommate would sue a housefly if it landed on his shoulder, right? Hank and Johnny, by the way, and we're going to talk about this too, Johnny is also trying to sue everybody. That's another thing. Someone actually brought this up. Who brought this up? I want to see. There was a super chat that was like applicable. Oh yeah, and yeah, he tries to do stuff, and people are saying defamation, whatever. Like, once again, Ramsey is a worm, and he's going to get what he deserves in Korean court. Just you wait, guys. But it was somebody brought up Brandon Kim and his wife Vivian getting involved. I think they're threatening them again. I think there's something going on there between Johnny and them. So, but I think they shouldn't get involved. They should stay quiet. That was my recommendation. They got involved early on when they were driving Johnny to the meetup with the Korean YouTubers. So, Johnny and Hank are threatening to, I believe, charge them with kidnapping. They may be trying to blackmail them or do something like that in order to keep them quiet or whatever else. So, there was some stuff going on there. But they're threatening everybody. They tried to sue all the Korean YouTubers, everybody. Hank's trying to sue me, even though he doesn't know what's going on with that. So, they're really super litigious. So it's really the pot calling the kettle black here when he talks about this stuff. Let's finish out the clip. Just a couple more seconds.
Do a snowball at it, nigga. The
They
narrative.
wanted to penalize foreigners,
It wasn't about penalizing foreigners at all. That's incorrect. He committed a crime. That was a crime, an actual crime, and that was one that definitely could have punishment. Once again, do I think DBR would have gotten 30 years in prison? No, but he still would have gotten punished, and he should have been removed from the country for that, deported and banned for at least 5 years. At least 5 years. Let's see here. Ray Obi said, I know DBR wanted an interview with you, but one of the guys harassed a girl in a bar and got killed by a bouncer. Yeah, so both of them wanted to interview with me, but upon thinking about it, it was not worth it. And once again, they'd both be very hostile interviews, so I really don't want to have to deal with that. And beyond that, it's not worth talking about if they've already fled the country and they have run away from responsibility, which I believe is the case for both of them. Yeah, so I thought about it a lot, but also the other thing too was one of them, at least the Gagan guy, he came in bad faith and was doxing my DMs. So I'm like, look, I'm not trusting a guy even for an interview who's going out and doing that before an interview. And I think a lot of them just wanted to do it for clout because they want to get on my channel while I have 8,000 live viewers. That's more people than they've seen in their entire lifetime. So they're just trying to do it for clout, and I don't want to give them clout. I don't want to give those people that sort of bump. Windanji, for 10 says, new income stream locked up abroad, the RKI files. Will soon be pitching Discovery. Oh, yeah, the IRL streamer locked up abroad is going to be crazy. Bebop Cowboy, welcome. Magnus Still, welcome as well. Appreciate you as members. David Davis, you mean being a moron has consequences? I know, it's crazy, right? Tangerine for 10 says, if RKI has his passport revoked, can he return to the U.S.? Yes, emergency passports. It's called an emergency passport. Actually, the purple passport he was carrying was actually an emergency passport. It only allows you to go back to the U.S. Joseph Torres says, DBR needs some TIE fighters to show him some love. DBR might not be Somalian. No, I don't know what is like old, I haven't done a 23andMe of DBR, but all I know is his nationality is Dutch and he lives in the UK. There you go. That's what I got. Virgos gifted 10 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you so much. Mr. Melancholy said Talon doesn't play. It does not. Artemis says for $4.99, when you were out living the nightlife with the boys, did anyone get any trouble with any men of the feminine variety? This chat doesn't judge. No, we're good. In Korea? No, we're good. We're good. Ray X for 6 Malaysian ringgit says, can't wait to see them try a drug bank in Singapore. Don't play with that. You'll get caned. Anthony for 10 says, I was stationed in Japan in 2004 and I took a tour of the cells. They were 6-foot cubes with 2 people per cell. Farming will be better than a life in a cell if the cells were similar. Yep. Nest Dog claims stupidity. Nope. That's not a defense. Being dumb is not a defense. Kelly said, thank you for explaining the aspects of Korean law. You're welcome. And, obviously I'm explaining as we go, and a lot of this is kind of recent updates, but I am going to go back and do a thorough, this is what we have now. Here's the procedure. Here's what's going to happen. Here's the dates. When I have time to put that all together, probably later this week. Asian Dragon 456 says, Mom and Trill want to go to Korea to hear the April 9th case, so you have advice for them so they can put a timestamp. Yeah, sure. So, Mom and Trill, first of all, I love your content. Your great reaction. Your volume was a little low on your last video. Turn up your volume, Trill. Mom, you got to turn it up. Got to be able to hear you. I had it maxed out, and I couldn't hear your good commentary. They're a great, it's super wholesome content, but it's funny, and I just enjoy listening to them every single time. I get to listen to them, but I would say you can put it in the bank. You can go and you can see it. If you want to go April 9th, you need the information. You can hit me up and I'll get you the information. I'll tell you where the place is. I had to give Atozi the right address because he was getting confused. The apps here, Google Maps is not great. Naver and Kakao are better, but you got to know how to use them because sometimes you got to put stuff in Korean. So yeah, just let me know. I'm happy to help any content creator that wants to come out on April 9th and see the second trial. Remember, this is going to go for a long time. This is going to go for a very long time. And nothing would be better than a lot of people coming out and seeing the F up that is Ramsey Khalid Ismail. Russell Bruce is a new member. Welcome. Brian Doge for $9.99 says, Golden Superchats can rain on this insanity plea. Sucks to be them. Sucks to suck. Spartan D63 for 10 says, that's exactly it. These types are so terminally online that they think it's cool that many people are looking at them because they're being awful. They only care about number go up. Indeed. Kato7 for 10 Canadian says, not to be rude, ignorant, or flippant, but what would happen if an accident befell RKI? Well, I mean, obviously if it's in an accident, then depends on how bad. Is it a fatal accident? Well, then if you die, then you don't have a criminal case against you anymore. I mean, I guess. But if you're severely injured, you actually still have a criminal case against you. It doesn't go away. Spartan D63 says for 5, demand the charge he catched for Lotte World. I don't think he'll even make it to the Cabbage Patch. We'll see. Spartan D63. Oh no, I got it already. Terry Love for 10 says, I think Korean should offer nuisance streamers some free lessons in Taekwondo so they can defend themselves. Yep. Legal Mindset answering insanity questions. Legal Mind Break. I'm just gonna play this for once now for all of the insanity plea.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
But in fact, let me go through and just get them all now. Let me just go through and get them all now. Okay. Let me get it out of my system. Okay. Johnny's lawyer should plead insanity for himself. Okay, that's a little different. Joxy for $1.99 says, this is for the insanity plea. Taco. Oh, no. Let's see here. There's so many insanity pleas, but PJ, I didn't miss you. I got you. I'm going back and skimming everything. Don't you worry. Joseph Torres says, so this is the implanted insanity plea. Oh man. And then Bad News Badger for 20 Danish Krona says, what if Johnny makes an insanity play? And Ryobi says, do you know the definition of insanity? Lol, Far Cry 3. I Hate Yankee says the breaking will continue until Morel approves. Xander's Van says, finally, you're on when I'm awake. Any video games lately? No, I have no time for video games. I've been in the trenches here. All right, 250K subs and Andrew wears a Sailor Moon cosplay. Absolutely not. Artemis Fowl says, so this is when you stream? Yes. No, I stream it at usually earlier or later, but this is when I'm available now because reasons I'm flying tomorrow. And I need to stream because there's too much information. Conspiracy says, I watched all your streams yesterday and nobody brought up the possibility of the insanity.
But go fuck yourself. Is that clear?
All right. Jenny Nickel said, you can't fix stupid, but you can give it a court date. That's right. All right. Okay. Should we start with the? I'll give you guys an. Should we chat? C's in the chat if you want me to read more chats. A's in the chat if you want me to start with the Asmongold clip review. We have 57 super chats now. So if you want me to read more chats, put a C in the chat. If you want me to go right to Asmongold, A's in the chat. But I'm gonna get everyone before I leave, no matter what. Okay. I'm seeing. Oh shit. Is this going to be close? This is close. Oh no, a lot of A's. We got a lot of A's. Okay. We got A's in the chat. All right. A's are winning. Okay. I'll get one more and then we're going to go. For 100 Australians says, this feels especially bad for his lawyer. Imagine passing the bar exam, working every day, and finally getting a big case only for your client to be public enemy number one. I know that must really suck. Also, Chaos Match says, me, insane legal mindset. He did the same joke 3 times already. I didn't think it was funny. Murder. Lawyer locked up abroad for murder of his chat. Dave, though, gifted 20 legal mindset memberships, and that fully mind breaks me.
Emotional damage.
We have over 318, almost 320 new members. That is so awesome. Thank you guys for being here today. Thank you for joining this one, my last one in Korea before I take off for the Kingdom of Thailand, the lovely Kingdom of Thailand. Thank you. Also, Asian Dragon for 20 says, thanks to Johnny Somali harassing people in Japan. I will shout out because I hate slap on the wrist on adults. By the way, Twitch streamer, give a shout out to you for bringing up the Johnny Somali cases in Korea. Awesome. By the way, yeah, I'm loving the other people that are covering this and also that are translating my streams in other languages. It's really great. Okay, let me show this one. So we're going to review the review. We're going to do the reviewception. We got the Roach King. We got Asmongold. We finally did it, boys. Boys, we did it. And it wasn't because I'm a good video maker, because I'm not. I'm actually garbage. In the YouTube world, I am like beyond poverty, which I know, but there are people here. So this is actually a Hero High video, Hero High video. But Asmon reviewed it, and his video relies heavily on your boy here, Legal Mindset. So we did finally get it. We did finally do it, boys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it when there's something to clarify, because there's a lot of stuff to clarify or to put some more detail on. But we got it, guys. We're doing it.
Since I talked about Johnny Somali, it's just like a never-ending character arc of lameness with this weirdo. Dude never really learns a lesson. It's pathetic. And it's like max-level cringe to watch anything involving this guy. However, this did catch my attention. Dumb. Hopping over to the man, Legal Mindset.
Yeah, boy, you know he's the man. I mean, it's undebatable. It's undebatable that he's the man. That's right. LM's in the chat for the man, LM. By the way, if I knew this tweet is like it's funny. So this tweet has had millions of views on YouTube, millions of views, but on X, it doesn't get that much because people are just going and navigating to it, and the viewers don't actually like get to click on it or anything else like that. So like the engagement is through the YouTube videos, which is hilarious because I'm looking at it and I'm like, this has a suspiciously low amount of views for how many people are looking at this and how many videos this is in. You know, and if I knew this was such an important tweet, maybe I would have spent a little bit more time on it. But here we are. Here we are, guys. Here we are. And by the way, I love everybody that has to figure out who Ramsey is because, you know, a lot of people will constantly say Ramsey, Ramsey, Ramsey. And I say Ramsey a lot, and I usually say them together. But the algorithm likes the word Johnny Somali because not everybody uses Ramsey Khalid Ismail. So what I try to do is I try to say Ramsey as much as possible, put it in documents, put it in writing. But for YouTube, you know, because I want this to get out to as wide as audience as possible, Johnny Somali in the thumbnail. You know, it is what it is. And then we talk about Ramsey. I say Ramsey all the time. He hates his name. He's pretending he likes it now. He really does hate it. JP, thank you for the 1 gift membership. Also, Jopey says, insanity, we plea insanity. Thank you. Also, 250K subs, Cowboy Bebop cosplay. I would consider that. I mean, it'd have to be like Spike. I can't do Jet, so I don't have the facial hair. But anyways, let's continue here.
Tweet from March 6th yesterday. Legal Mindset says Ramsey's first day of trial just concluded. Ramsey being Johnny Somali. He was 1 hour late and came in with his roommate Hank. Both Ramsey's lawyer and Ramsey had no idea about the new charges.
I wonder what the lawyer was thinking.
The lawyer was thinking, what the fuck? The lawyer was thinking, what the fuck? And the lawyer was also like, I can't believe there's more to deal with this guy. I mean, that guy was not wanting to do this, and he was not putting the attention. And he was just letting Ramsey hang himself. All this stuff that Ramsey was doing, he didn't stop him. Because here's the thing. Think about this, guys. Think about that. So actually, let me explain this. This is actually a detail. This is a new detail. So chat, a new detail that I haven't described before. Stop talking about Ein cosplay in the chat. Get your mind in the game here, okay? Get your mind in the game. Stop talking about Ein cosplay. All right. New detail. His lawyer was waiting outside the courtroom, okay? So the lawyer saw him with the MAGA hat on and saw him holding a water bottle, both of which are not allowed at the table. So the lawyer saw him in the MAGA hat and didn't stop him. What does that say about the lawyer and giving a shit about the client? What does that say? Does that say this is a lawyer that's like super zealous and super righteous or whatever else? Or does that say the lawyer was like, yeah, you go ahead and do whatever the fuck you want? What if you had a good lawyer, a paid lawyer that was like at the highest end, wouldn't they tell you about courtroom etiquette and procedure? Right? No, nobody, and says no hydration. Nobody has water. The bailiff doesn't have water. The judge doesn't have water. And most cases, by the way, are like 10 to 15 minutes because they're broken up into many different sessions. It's not like America where you're there for 8 hours. It's not the same thing. And there's a break in the middle of the day. But yeah, he could have told him that, and he didn't. So that does not mean this is a lawyer that's like, it doesn't mean he's negligent. He's just not going out of his way. That lawyer is not going out of his way for Johnny. He's not going out of his way to like save this guy. Right? King, the man, the myth, the legend. Legal Mindset. Thank you. Thank you. What was your facial expression when you saw Johnny? I was just grinning. I was like, yep. And then he stuck his tongue out at me. Saw me grinning and I stuck my tongue out at him. Aki Ethan says, I knew Johnny for a year from Bangkok. I literally told him not to go to Korea. There you go. Man, chances I'm late, but not gay. Sup, Legal Mindset? It's all good. Appreciate you here. Terry Love says, hey, I hear Iron Mouse offered to help people turn to VTubers. They should help you find a model. Maybe. But I mean, Iron Mouse might not be not be happy about my position on Twitch and their discriminatory policies against VTubers. But that's a separate topic. Amanda Main says his lawyer, to quote Gone with the Wind, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. How'd I do? That I do. You could probably do a radical ad. I could. Fake cosplay, you'll look better than Netflix. That's not hard. Gabriella says, sounds like the lawyer let RKI tell himself. Yep. Silbury says, Gargura cosplay? No. Cabbage cosplay? Yes. Jay Weasley said, I love how you make some people mad because you call them out into bad behavior. And once again, all I'm doing is saying this is bad or illegal, which is objectively, if it's illegal, it's usually objectively true. If it's, this is bad, I mean, there's some subjectivity to that. But it's usually the behavior I'm looking at is behavior that is going to lead to criminality or is criminal. Peep says, Peep catch mega based Weagle mindset. Thank you. Mazarova Palma says, as far as I understand, the insanity plea, when available, is usually a bad idea as it can lead to infinite stay in an institution contrary to regular punishment that has a defined end date. Mazarova Palma. Mazarova Palma, I see what you're doing here. I'm not falling for this. You will not break me. You will not break me. I'm like crying, like the chat will not break me. Into the 64. Hello. How are you in the chat doing this fine day? They're only trying to mentally break me, an hour and a half into the stream. As I'm reviewing Asmongold. It is what it is. It's normal. Silbury says, nuisance streamers, watch me. Wait, not like that. Yeah, they want you to watch them and pay them money, not watch them and call the police, which is what a lot of people are doing now. Mr. Nugg says, life is hard. It's even harder when you're dumb. Johnny's screwed. Unbelievable says, wait, so Somali's emergency passport would allow him to return the ass? No. No. He has a hard travel ban. He cannot leave. It doesn't matter what passport he has. He cannot leave Korea, period. He cannot leave. He has no option. He's banned from Japan. He's not going to North Korea. That obviously not. It's not going to China. It's not happening. So that's what you got there. All right, so let's continue with this video. We got the Roach King. Let's continue. We got so much more.
Because, is this like whenever you're on a team and like a competitive game and like you just know, the first minute into the game, this is going to be a steamroll. And so you're like, okay, I've just got to put in the time, get my check, and get out of here.
Push the next trial date for 3 weeks from today, April 9th. Johnny pled
was
guilty
also drunk?
to all the other charges.
I would be too.
Details on those charges below. Ramsey was also clearly wearing Hank's white suit, and we got a picture that we'll take a look at after this tweet. But yeah, he says,
no,
which was wildly oversized, but had an ebony ivory vibe going on with Hank's black suit.
I'm glad, like, you saw his eyebrows. He was like, what? I'm like, we're all going what? We were all going what with this duo that walked in? Everybody, because it was so clearly coordinated between the two of them. Like, it was clearly coordinated. Once again, some people say, oh, Andrew, why do you focus on that? Why I focus on that is without the help, to be very clear, and this is very serious, right? Without the help and assistance of Hank, Han Jung-yu, Ramsey would be done. He would be broken. He would have already been like in serious trouble if it wasn't for Hank. Right? So, yeah. Do not do not mess that around. Hank has been essential. And if you want to know who Hank is, watch my last stream. Hank has been key to him getting stuff done in Korea. So, yeah.
He was also told twice to take off his MAGA hat.
Why is he wearing a it just
outside the Somali courtroom? And yeah, we can see legal mindset there outside Somali's courtroom. This is dedication to covering legal stuff. This man flew to Korea to cover.
Bro, did this guy get this? He got this from the Matrix, man.
I got it from ETH Wallet, baby. I'm glad he likes my suit. I'm glad he likes my coat. My coat. It's in my bag right now. Actually, I just packed that up. Getting ready to go. Because I was out and we were in a bar, so it smells like cigarettes. I gotta get it dry cleaned, but it's nice. That's a very nice coat. It's one of my favorite coats. I love it. It's custom made in ETH Wallet. If anybody needs the tailor, I can tell them the tailor that I got it at. Custom made stuff is worth it. It's better than brand name stuff. Fits you the best. But it's better to look like Neo than it is to look like Hank or Johnny. Even worse, Johnny, in that very oversized suit. We're gonna see that in a second.
That's Neo's trench coat.
For this Johnny Somali trial, I can certainly respect the grind. And it's a nice coat, classy look. I like it.
By the way, yeah. So I did travel here, but understand I was also here for a significant amount of time, anyways. So this is the lore here on the Johnny Somali trial. When I started to cover this, and when I first made a connection with the people in this case, I was already here anyways. So let me make this very clear. When I first made the connection with the Korean YouTubers and everyone here, I was here anyways. So I didn't come here to cover it. I came here because I was in Korea, because that's my plan. That's what I do for my life. I want to spend a significant amount of time here. So I was here in the fall, because the fall is a beautiful season in Korea, and that's when, in terms of my life pattern, I want to be in Korea in the spring and the fall. I think it's lovely. I think it's a great place to be. It's beautiful. In the spring, you get the cherry blossoms. Fall, you get the leaves changing. Good hiking weather. It's really, really great. So that's my plan. I was here anyways. And then when Johnny started acting up and ruining this place I loved, then I'm like, oh yeah, well, I guess I'm going to stay longer, and I guess I'm going to come back, right? Now, I have been flying back and forth from Bangkok, and a lot of my streams are usually from Thailand, but I've also been in other countries. I've been in Japan, been in the Philippines, I've been in Vietnam. So, I do stream from multiple places in Asia, right? And I take it personally when people try to ruin places that I love. It's really... I don't like it. I don't like it. So let's continue here.
That takes us over to Johnny Somali.
Oh my God. Oh man. Wow.
We can see, here's a picture of Somali with Hank going to that South Korean court.
Jesus.
People also
and Hank is not that big, so if Johnny's shorter, it's bad. And Johnny wears lifts too, so.
pointing out once again that Somali's outfit's looking quite a bit oversized for him. And then there's this one,
What a fucking clown.
He's thrilled to be there. This is what he loves to do.
Look at once again, look at the fitting on that suit. It is like a parachute on him. It's ridiculous.
Oh my God. I guess this was probably before the court case. Yeah, this is probably beforehand. So he's actually, why does he have, the thing is, like, this wouldn't really look so bad. If he had like a red tie on, it would actually look kind of good. Why do you have a blue tie? I guess it's red, white, and blue for the from America. Which, by the way, I don't know if this guy is from America, but I hope South Korea puts him in jail so he stays over there. Yeah, I don't know if he's from America or not. Probably.
To be a giant clown on the internet.
He's
for everyone.
American?
However, the
fuck.
clip that I'll show you at the end of this brief video paints a bit of a different picture as he's like freaking out trying to cope with the whole thing. But yeah, we'll get to that. Oh, and there was also this. South Korea's National Intelligence Service visited Johnny Somali, who told him he was under investigation for the National Security Violation Act. Gee, could it be because Johnny Somali supports North Korean communism and wants South Korea nuked?
Yeah,
I guess
he has said that multiple times. Also, the real so the real sauce on this, and those that were watching, because I know not all 8,000 of you were watching before, so we've watched the tape and we've reviewed this. We reviewed this back in December, back in November, in January. So let me give you a little summary here. Johnny didn't just say he loved North Korea. He went around on the metro and he blasted the anthem loudly. And in several TTS, text-to-speech messages, they played either the national anthem or propaganda, or said in Korean that he wanted to like nuke all Koreans and he wanted to destroy South Korea and, hail Kim Jong-un. So this is stuff that happened like over and over and over and over again. In multiple times, multiple public places. It was disruptive. It was obviously meant to be confrontational. So it wasn't just like there's a one-off thing where he said, I love North Korea, and he's thrown in jail just for that. This is something that happened. And if you watch these streams, it's hours and hours and hours and hours of it happening. It's not just it happened once and that's it. It happened over and over and over and over again. So this is the real issue with Johnny Somali, is he did it for days and days at a time, right? And yes, guys, I'm going to get all the super chats. I just want to let this play, and I am doing this in a certain order here. So if you think I missed your stuff, don't worry. I'm going to get to it. I circle around. Hayden for 5 says, Ramsey, which legal advice? Would you be tall enough to cosplay as a Rizzler? No. Rasmussen for 5. Thank you for the super sticker. John says, congrats on having your right place, right time moment. Now, 1 million subs is just a matter of time. No, I don't think it's right place, right time as much as it is. I think this topic is really a uniting topic for everybody. It really, truly is. And when I first started covering this, I saw this as one that I liked because everybody, conservative, liberal, centrist, east, west. Everybody hates this dude, and it's not in a funny way. No, the only people laughing at this are the 15 kids, right? Because mostly they're children or people with the maturity of children who are in his Discord. Most of those are people that are actually A-logging him or tracking him or spying on him, because he's got more people that are spying on him and tracking him than are loving him. Cuddy Trickster said, crazy, since I was the one, crazy, I was crazy once. They locked me up with the cabbages. Will you be suing him for defamation? Nope. I don't care about what especially these nuisance streamers. I don't care what they say about me. They're just really, honestly, beneath any damage and impossible, because they're not credible people. And because of that, it doesn't really matter what they say, because nothing they say is true. They're just liars. And oftentimes they're just projecting about themselves. So I don't really care about what they say. And, I'm going to let the Korean court system play itself out. Although, there's always consequences to actions. We'll say it that way. Your boy always finds non-legal solutions. Les Grill Piece, Valenzuela, says for 5, Ramsey looks like he's wearing a zoot suit from Tom and Jerry cartoon and he's going on a date with Hank. Let's see. I just woke up. What I missed. Rewind. Thank you, though. Atheist Jewish Messiah says, can his past actions in Israel and Japan and his criminal conviction affect his sentencing? Yes. It can affect it insofar as they will show he's not sorry and that he cannot be taken seriously for any apology that he gives. So I'll get 4 more, and then we'll go. Nilak says for 5, how do you think Johnny Somali will react when he's sentenced? I don't know, actually. He may cry. I think he may be in shock. I think he's just going to be in shock that it's real. He may do one final lash out, but if he's sentenced and he gets jail time, they literally drag him off right there. He doesn't get to go free. They drag him off on the spot. King Lucia says, RKI, kinless, ancestralist, parentless behavior. Indeed. Boga for 2 says, can't hear Johnny through all legal mindset donor support. You're damn right. 84 stacked up right now. We're going to get through them all. Don't worry. Doomerang for 5 says, now I think your VTuber persona should be a lawyer, Sailor Moon. Oh, gosh. And I'll get these 2 more. Ernest says, how much jail time do you think Johnny Somali will get? I'm not giving those predictions right now because people are giving wild ones. And right now we have 15 years, up to 15 years that are in the current Western District case, but we don't know about the Eastern District case and how much time is on the board there. So just from the Western District, I would say 3 to 5 is definitely doable now, for sure. Absolutely is doable. I would love if he got the maximum punishment, but I don't think, that's going to be, that may be a little more tough. Sorry, excuse me. I misspoke. 10 years is on the table in the Western District, 10 years. So 3 to 5 could happen. 3 to 5 out of 10 is very possible. Very possible. It's possible. At least 6 months a year would at least be a significant time if he's also given a large fine. Because remember, the fine he's going to have to work off with the cabbage field labor. So yeah. But once again, it's too early to say. It could be much, much higher. So I don't want to give an overestimate or an underestimate, to be honest. Hung Win says, what's the best course of action if we encounter one of these nuisance streamers IRL that start harassing us? Call the police, and you can also document what they're doing. Document what they're doing from your perspective, because they will probably delete their stream. So document it from your perspective, call the police, and also make sure that they get the footage deleted from their phone. So also, especially if you're in Asia, make sure you make it clear that they took footage of you and make them delete it from their phone. So have them go to their phone, take it, confiscate it, delete it, make sure they end their stream if they're harassing you. Now, I'm not saying that if somebody is streaming, you should go over and snatch their phone if they haven't bothered you. But if they're actually actively harassing you, call the police, right? And, get them involved. Make sure you have a record. Make sure you have some witnesses too. That'll also help. Definitely helps. King Bob's Queen says, thank you. Pilot Girl for 2 says, people convicted in prison can't enter Japan. Yes, which is very funny because some of those people have convictions and they got into Japan, which means they probably lied on their forms. So they may have lied on their forms. Gouda Perk as a new member. Thank you. Thank you. And Powerbomb, I'm going to answer this one because it's easy. For $4.99 says, is there any chance of getting video? 0. It is prohibited. It is fully prohibited. In fact, if you read in Korean on the door, it says all phones must be turned off. Now, you can't have computers inside. I have thought about bringing my computer in. However, I want to stay on the right side of things. So, there's that. And computers are not banned, but I just want to make sure that, it's not disruptive. And I'm trying to be above and beyond in terms of following rules with this case. Avatar Valotecker says houses for sale. Oh, wait, no, I don't give a fuck. Right? The Gumo says, when you're pleading insanity, Andrew, now. Planning insanity now. Absolutely. Can you provide us with a courtroom sketch? Actually, there's been people that volunteer for that, so we may have one next time. Right? Clune347 said, for 5, said, could a Trump admin request his return to the U.S. like they did with Tate Brothers? No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Claymore says, I came across you in Debt vs. Herd, specifically when you were mesmerized by Dr. Shannon Curry. She is beautiful. She's a very beautiful woman. May RKI can go non-compos mentis route. JK. Yeah, good one to cover. It kind of got me on the map. Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp, but I'm glad to be covering stuff on my own. This is a good one. Zia says, nuisance streamers versus 4chan incels that decide to venture out their parents' basements. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Maximus Decimus for Canadian 699 says, so tired of millennials and Zoomers thinking they can do whatever they want in public. I'll use them as an example. Now be fair. There are some good, I'm a millennial. I am a millennial. Now I'm an elder millennial. Kind of a boomer millennial, if you will. But I am a millennial. But I get what you're trying to say. Obviously, it is people of the younger generation. Iron Aki said 10 dislikes. I wonder who dislikes. It's always about that number because that's about the amount of followers in Johnny's Discord that are active. So that's always it. So guys, like the video, all 7,000 of you. Please balance out this with likes to balance out the 10. I want to ratio Johnny like 1,000 to 1 or 100 to 1 in likes to dislikes. That'd be good. 100 to 1. We can do 100 to 1. We can do 100 to 1. Steven says, in all seriousness, congratulations on the views and super chats and shout outs you've been getting during your Johnny Somali coverage. You've earned it, and kudos for sticking it out those lovely up for those lovely nations. They're my home, I'm an expat. I live here and I want my home and the people that I love and my friends to be able to be comfortable over here without being harassed unnecessarily and attacked. It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. All right. Oh, and also real quick, just to clarify, because there was a clarification there. Maximus Decimus says he's a millennial, but his generation is annoying. Okay, well, it's R, but okay. But that means there's exceptions, right? But then I guess the saying would be the exception doesn't prove the rule, which is true, which is fair. Let's finish this up. Let's get old Asmon finished. Actually, we got 15 more minutes. Damn.
Literally said, I love Kim Jong-un. I hope he nukes this shit when I leave. Because I was like, why would the national security, why would they want to talk to this guy? And yeah, he was like, he's totally like, yeah, I love North Korea. I think North Korea is great.
That one is still unfolding, but hopping back over to the current trial and the current charges. That takes us back over to Legal Mindset, who's got more info. He says, reminder, Ramsey faces a total of 4 charges.
That's a lot of charges.
2 counts of
it's actually, to be fair now, correction, it's now 5. So it's now 5. And the 5th is deepfakes, and that's in the Eastern District. But that hasn't come to court yet. It's in the prosecutor's office, but it's going to come to court eventually. So we know that one's going to go forward because of Johnny and how he exposed things. So you're going to have 5, but this was before we knew about, before I was talking about that. And I was talking about the Western District here. So I wasn't talking about the Eastern District. So I was talking about specifically this case. It was kind of a response to that thread. So in the Western District of Seoul, he has 4 charges. There's other districts where he can have charges. And we know the Eastern District is going to have some. So just understand that. Let's continue.
Of obstruction of business and 2 violations of the Minor Crimes Act. Today, he pled guilty to 1 count of obstruction, convenience store.
I remember that
and
one.
2 counts of the Minor Crimes Act, dead fish harassment, and disrupting subway/bus.
Oh my
All right, now
God.
I'll play a very brief portion of Legal Mindset's stream. He's got some very interesting info regarding this additional charge and also the judge.
Here we go.
The judge was a different judge.
Yeah, so there's 100% a different judge.
So I went to this same courtroom in December to figure out the correct judge.
Because we wanted to see what type of judge it was. Was he young? Was he old? Was he strict? How did he sentence, right?
So, and I didn't talk about this very much because I want to keep it secret from Ramsey. They changed the judge, which explains why new charges were added. Because now there's a new judge. The new judge comes in.
They're tag teaming on him, bro.
It's a normal rotation. It's not a tag team. It's a normal rotation. And I talked about this, that it's normal for them to rotate in the spring. So I know it's a joke to tag team, but it is a normal rotation.
He's getting 2v1. That's not fair.
I do agree with Legal Mindset.
Update stuff. This judge was very no nonsense, but
thank God.
Ramsey thinks he got away with not being noticed at some things he did. The judge noticed. And the judge was like, what the
What did he do?
Okay, so I don't mention it here, and Hero High clipped me in a way that is confusing. So let me clarify. What he did was he stuck his tongue out at me twice. The judge saw it. He was laughing. The judge saw it. He had his hands in the pocket. The judge saw it. Right? He was pretending he didn't speak English and didn't know numbers. The judge definitely got that because he said it. Right? He kept looking back and looking at us in the audience, and the judge noticed that. So all that was noticed by the judge. And the judge also got his general demeanor. And so these are things that Ramsey think he's slick and the judge doesn't see. The judge was looking literally right at him. Right at him. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's continue here.
So it got you past that picture.
Once again, that's an extremely brief portion of Legal Mindset's full
Yeah,
stream,
I'm
which
curious
was
what
around
he
2.5
did.
hours long. So yeah, there's a whole lot more that he has to say.
Yeah, he had his hands in his pocket. He brought in the water bottle. He was wearing the MAGA hat. He was looking at Hank. Hank wanted to come with him. I mean, there's all that stuff. All that happened. It was absolutely crazy. I mean, I was talking to Atozi, who's, Atozi covers, and I didn't know how much legal stuff he covers. He actually gave me some good suggestions for other topics, which I'm going to look into because some of them are international, and I have a really big interest in, these outside the U.S. cases, the ones that are a little bit more difficult for us to hear about in English, but that still are very of interest to people. So, there's a couple I'm like, oh, I'll look into those. But, there's a lot that you need to pick up with culture. And if you are insulting the culture by putting your hands in your pocket, wearing a hat, I mean, that's pretty universal. If it's a religious headscarf, like an Islamic headscarf or a Jewish kippah, you're wearing something that you would be wearing for religious purposes, that's fine. But this is not for religious purposes. You're not wearing a MAGA hat for religious purposes. And once again, I do not believe that's sincere. I believe that was just for the meme effect, right? The meme effect, and to try to make him seem like MAGA so that Trump would save him or whatever. I don't think that was even his really thought. I think it was just for clout. He doesn't actually believe those things. In fact, he simps for China now with Hank. So yeah, let's continue.
And I'll link that stream in the description for you. And we'll conclude this coverage by showing you how Johnny Somali was doing right before court. And it looks like he's trying to...
Man, this guy is looking at South Korean prison for 10 years. I think maybe South Korea, in an effort to restore some degree of diplomatic relations with North Korea, they could make a system to where if they really don't like you and you're a foreigner and you come to Korea and you cause problems,
I see where you're going with this.
They send you to North Korea. And then North Korea deals with you.
I'm here for that.
North Korea can take these people and basically just be it's like a punishment, right? Put them in a work camp or something like that, right? What if it reunites them? Yeah, this is the beginning of a very, very beautiful diplomatic relationship. 10 years is crazy. Is it really crazy? I mean, yeah, it is crazy. It's a lot.
No, but this is where I think Asmon doesn't like understand the fundamental issue with the crime spree, and also the fact that there's even other charges like the deepfakes, and there's ones that haven't even been charged. So even the 10 years he's facing as a max penalty, first of all, he's not going to get, like, he wouldn't get a max penalty necessarily, but it actually is well deserved because he went on a criminal spree, and they do consider that totality when they're thinking about the sentencing and thinking about the, you know, whether or not to give a harsh sentence or a less harsh sentence, because, you know, Johnny has decided to go on this criminal spree and say that Korea is open for business because they're a U.S. colony, right? So he can do whatever he wants, and he can get away with whatever he wants, and he can get drunk and do whatever he wants in Korea because, well, you know, it's a U.S. colony. It's a U.S. vassal state. That's his statement. That's what he said, right? 1 year. Yeah, even 1 year would alter him. Getting some serious time would alter it. They look at the totality for sentencing. So yes. And by the way, a lot of people say, well, what about the statue? The statue actually isn't even considered because that's not even really, it's a fine, but it's not even a serious crime. The obstruction of business, the deep fakes, you know, other things he's been doing, those are more serious. Harassing people, that's more serious in terms of the legal punishment. So I think that 10 years for the combination of events is not bad. Not at all. Johnny's best hope is that South Korea opts for public humiliation over a long prison sentence. No. But I mean, it could be, but I don't think so. Benjamin Hale says, can you recommend a theme song to give the Golden Goblin? Look up Courage, the Cowardly Dog, Ramsey song. Oh, no. I'll have to look it up another time. The internet here is I don't want to chance it. So I will look it up. And I also want to be careful with copyright stuff, especially on these big emails, big streams. So another time. Zero San says, in your experience, are tourists and wannabe streamers getting worse yearly, or are they just filming themselves more? Worse. They're getting worse. Their behavior is worse. They're getting cockier. Also, we didn't stream stuff before because they're streaming video now. That changed things. People were still idiots abroad, but nobody saw it, so it didn't get the same incentive or reception. And also, you know, sometimes when people in the 70s or 60s or 80s were messing around abroad and they were being a drunk idiot, you know, they got clubbed over the head by a nightstick. You know, they don't do that stuff anymore in certain countries. But, I mean, that stuff was happening like 30, 40 years ago. So you just didn't mess around. Stranger is 420 as a new member. Mike D for 10 says, could Hank's father, a respected prosecutor, actually his grandfather, write an amicus curiae to speak on the behalf of Johnny and lighten his sentence? No, that wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen. Anime fan 3794 says, I think you may have missed my membership milestone in essay. No, I'm going to get all of them. Don't worry. Membership chat was thinking I got here at the end of the stream. Super chat was scratched for 200K and a question about promise VTuber. No, I'm going to get to it. Don't worry. I'm doing an interesting thing here where I try to get contemporaneous stuff and then I also circle back. So don't worry. We're going to get to everything. Senpai is going to notice you. Brigadoon says 499. This quick super chat. This fellow lawyer named Andrew is really enjoying the RKI coverage. Let's get that guy to the cabbage. Awesome. And 5 for SJD. Will Johnny be good once he serves jail time, or he will resume his own way of pranking? I think he will continue to misbehave. Heading back up to the top, Call Me Katie says, Ramsey wishes he could touch the special weeb unit. He doesn't know anything about the special weeb unit. Asian says, joke, provoke, or racial is not a good idea for any foreigner going to Asia because it's not funny. Like anywhere, a person is going to salt the road. Pickle for 100 Thai baht says, yes, he needs punishment, but this won't set a dangerous precedent for innocent travelers who go trouble abroad for innocent mistakes. Pickle. I love you, bro. This is not an innocent traveler. This is the least innocent person ever. This is the opposite. This is completely the opposite. And I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying, like, there's no precedent for innocent travelers. Innocent travelers in Korea are let off completely, usually with a slap on the wrist, or they're not even charged. In many cases, they wouldn't even charge some of these things if it was just once. For example, if you twerked once on the subway, they're not going to throw you in jail. However, people will think it's annoying. People will maybe ask you to stop. People are definitely going to look at you, but you're not going to be thrown in jail because you twerked once on a subway. However, when you put all of these things together and you do it all day while blasting racially insensitive TTS that talk about having a bomb on the subway, which he was blasting, yeah, you're going to get a severe punishment. There's no precedent because it's not the same thing. Here's the thing. The law is case by case. The law is case by case. It's not like everybody does one thing and you automatically get sentenced to this. That's not going to happen. And that's not how the real law works. And that's true in the United States. It's also true here in Korea, from what I understand from talking to Korean lawyers, right? Sir Guard Pebble of the Nettle Soup says, with passport and citizen revocation, just look at the UK's response to Shamina Begum. I mean, it's possible citizenship is harder, but passport definitely can do. Minhyuk says, RK is being spoon-fed this attention like a buffet and afraid to eat it. Yep. Stay Puff said, do you honestly think he'll be let go? Delusional or the intellectual ability of dirt? No, he's got a flawed strategy. And it's not going to work out for him. But he's now committed to it. He's locked in. He can't change course. He could, but he's not going to because of his ego and because of his main character syndrome. Alfred, this thumbnail made me think Ramsey a heroed for a split second. Like he got isekai'd? No. Truck-kun did not intervene. Sparta says, out of curiosity, I'm assuming there's a punishment for using the pick cabbage. No. If you don't do one work duty, you would have to do another. I mean, you could refuse one and put on another, but you can't be forced to do it, or you don't get paid. Grim Seti said, realistically, how much time do you expect Johnny to get in prison, and how much do you expect him to get doing hard labor to pay off his fines? Paying off the fines about 50K won a day, so 50,000 won a day. You can do the math on that. David says, me and my brother are visiting South Korea in October and would like to sit in the trial. If there's one in October, can tourists sit? Yeah, anybody can sit there, open to the general public. So whether you're a tourist, whether you're a citizen, whether you're a PR, whatever you are, you can come. There's only 15 seats. So I really think by then you're not going to get a seat, but you can try to come. Shotgun Chris said he licked vodka off the floor like a dog. Yes, he did. Mods Lassen said, oh, my 4 months of being highly entertained. Hello from Denmark. Thank you. Kitty Trickster said, I just want Ismail to see, though I'm only using Mr. Ismail's legal name. If he incorporated his website in another country, would Korea be able to file charges? Yes. That doesn't matter. Cold Acid says 22 CFR 51 and other reference sections. It seems that a passport can't be revoked except fraud. No. There's other reasons. I've gone through it. Look at my streams on why his passport can be revoked. I've already gone through this. Kevin Ian Bates for 15 Malaysian ringgit says, wow, more stuff. I'll catch the VOD later. I haven't been able to fully watch the previous VOD. Catch up. I'm going to have a break tomorrow. I won't be streaming tomorrow. So, I'll maybe have a video out, like a clip, but not a stream. Ayamada said for 5, at this point, Johnny might be trying to break the record on longest years in a Korean prison for a U.S. citizen and making sure no one will beat it. You might not be wrong there. And here we go. RNGesus, God of Loot and Draws, a member for 12 months, says, so RKI is deported from South Korea and no country accepts him. He gets dropped off in Bermuda Triangle and has to swim ashore. Close enough. All right, let's continue with this and get more of the Roach King reviewing, a lot of what I'm covering.
Is it really fair that he goes to jail for 10 years because of this? Not really.
It is. I disagree with Asmon there.
But at the same time, I don't really have a lot of sympathy either, because the guy made an entire career out of harassing people and being a public disturbance. So I think at a certain point, punishments, there are two functions that punishments have, right? And so the first function is to remove the person obviously out of society and to fairly punish them for what they're doing, right? But the second function that punishments have is to set an example for other people so other people don't do the same thing. And so in a way, he's the one that's going to go to jail for a long time, but they're doing this to send a message to other people to not do it. And so I think that's basically it. Yeah, it makes him an example. And also, very importantly, this guy very actively.
So I mean, this is, and by the way, this point is accurate. He's committed the crime, so he can face the maximum. That's possible, and there is a deterrent. There's a clear deterrent effect issue here. That's what the professor, the Korean professor, pointed out as well, and said, "Hey, no, that's definitely a concern because we're going to have Johnny Somali copycats out there, and this is going to be a huge problem because people are going to come and they're going to want to be Johnny Somalis. They're going to want to do the same thing as Johnny Somali, if Johnny Somali gets away with it." So yeah. So it goes to created solitary and confinement. Can you imagine? It would break him. It would break him. Stephen Campbell said, "Would it bore the hell out of people if there was an anti-nuisance streamer law?" Some guy just saying things. You have very clean streets. Well, no. Look, I think the anti-nuisance streamer is this: you make a part of the law that if people are streaming, you add this as an aggravated factor for sentencing. If you are streaming, it aggravates the crime. So it gives it an extra couple years in jail, right? So if you're streaming, you add on a couple years, maybe 2 years, for streaming, because or even a year. Just make it a little bit worse for streaming, and that will stop a lot of stuff. So for example, harassing someone with a dead fish and, trying to make them uncomfortable for no reason, right? Going over and disrupting people's businesses. If you do that and stream it, it's a little worse now, right? Yeah, crime is 1x, streaming is 2x. I'm okay with that, right? I'm okay with that. That'll stop it real quick. Alpha O says 200K congrats LM. Johnny Somali is coping. It's pathetic. Lurker since Amber Heard. Been here since Doki. Johnny Somali is going to the cabbage farm. Thank you for all the coverage you do and for SEA and the law. I will. And once again, I'm willing to go to the mat and I'm willing to take the shots for it. It is what it is. Korean Beer Vet says, "You and Chonan for a beer when Johnny gets pulled down here." Oh yeah. And I haven't forgot about it. I know I'm going to be down there for a beer at some point for sure. Gabriella Mayorga Quintanar says, "It boggles the mind how RKI thinks he can get away with his crimes because he is probably that entitled." Yeah. Maybe before one of the trials we'll do a little beer stop in Chonan. That'd be fun. Asian Dragon says, "No slap on the wrist for adults." Nope. Stinchen VDA says, "How is a UFO burger there? I've heard a lot about it. I haven't had it." Jack says, "This article made my birthday much better." The article by the professor. And then Been There Done That says, "No one judges with Johnny Somali, not even his mom." All right, let's continue here. Once again, I'll get to all of this stuff. I do appreciate all of it. Oh, Aki says, "I pray that's not over 5 years, just enough to sober him up and give him insanity. It hurts that my friend is hated by the world." I've heard people that knew Johnny when he was younger and said he wasn't like this before. But the problem is, and this is a problem with many people, it happened with a lot of big influencers, when they get power and clout, they get drunk on that clout. It's a very big thing. And Johnny had, in his own little weird way, in his own little weird bubble, he had like this negative clout thing going on. And it really has gone to his head. You can tell he truly believes he has main character syndrome. LJ O'Rourke for 20. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, Roy Danino says, "Yu Dalgoon still faces legal action?" Yeah, so that's not concluded yet. So I have a full interview with Dalgoon, which I cannot release until after his legal proceedings are done. So that'll come. But he also still has to finish that up. So yes, that's still going. It's not done yet, which shows you how fast things go. They don't go that fast. Michael W. says, "Just in legal research advice for the following. Is it legal to use the streamer as a rectal tripod when you caught them doing annoying things?" I mean, I see you're paying euros, so I'm not really sure. I mean, the weird things happen weird things happen either east or west of the Rhine. I don't know. Joseph Torres says, "For 5, RKI is the star of the new hit anime, reincarnated as a cabbage Korean prisoner." Thank you. Also, Linda Galloway Moore, thank you for that. Also, Claybuster, one of my OGs.
Yes.
20, thank you, Claybuster, and thank you everybody who donated today. Also, Corinthian, welcome as a new member. Appreciate you very, very much. Thank you. Okay. All right. So let's continue here with the Asmon video.
Very consecutively went ahead and did a bunch of like annoying harassment things. He did this constantly, right? Like he's sitting around spamming Hiroshima, Nagasaki, which are the two cities that the U.S. bombed in Japan. He's spamming this in Korea and saying it to Koreans. Really? He a retard. It's a retard. It's a real ass retard. Why not kick him out of the country? Because kicking him out of the country is the best case scenario for him. And so, like, what I'm saying is that when a person gets punished for something that they're doing wrong, the goal also should be to how can we create an incentive mechanism that will prevent other people from doing this in the future. And the fact is that him going to jail for 10 years is a much better incentive for people to not do it in the future than him getting deported. That's the truth. Because there's a reason why people act a fool in Japan and not China. There's a reason why people act a fool in Korea, but not in North Korea. There's a reason why people act a fool in the US, let's say, in some nice upper middle class Starbucks, but they don't go and do this down in Detroit. And everybody knows the reason. Almost all of these people, they are making calculated decisions on who they harass, how they harass them, and where they go to harass people. Because they don't want to take a risk of getting shot or going to jail. That's the truth. They know this. That's why none of them would even dare do this. Imagine doing this in Saudi Arabia. They would never do that. They would never do that because they're terrified of maybe getting killed, right? Or just getting plain knocked out, exactly. So once you understand that, and that's why so many of these obnoxious, aggressive streamers go to places like Japan.
This is very true, by the way. This is all true. This is all facts. He's all spitting. Like, I'm not stopping Asmon here because this is all 100% facts. Like, there absolutely is a bias towards going to countries that are perceived as nice and kind. And this is why this is why the nuisance streamers are fighting me so hard, because they want Japan and Korea on the board, because they want to continue to exploit Asia, right? Asia is a very safe, easy place for them to exploit with nuisance streaming. And until Asia cracks down on it, it's not going to push them out, into other places where they would experience, either harsh punishment, like legal punishment, like he mentions, and they wouldn't do it in the Middle East, right? Because they're going to get actually punished for a lot of these things, right? If you steal, there's some serious punishments for that, including perhaps loss of some digits, versus or they wouldn't go to, I don't know, parts of Central and South America. They wouldn't go to Africa, right? They're not going to do like nuisance streaming in South Sudan. I mean, they don't. None of these people actually have the courage to do that. They stay in very, very safe places that are very, very protected and, don't get them in too much trouble. And they do so with giant entourages, bodyguards, stuff like that. And they still run into trouble, even with all those protections. The larger operations.
They do, because it's basically a PvE server. And so you're going to a PvE server and you're doing PvP, and big surprise, you have to set an example out of somebody like that. You do. Wouldn't even hear about it. Yeah. And Japan's PvE server, yeah, they're not doing it in Singapore. I'm not sure about that. I bet Korean taxpayers would support keeping him in jail as long as they feel like it. Yeah, I think so. So this is the perspective I have. I think it's a very good thing that they're punishing him a lot, because I think that he's the example that other people will use for not going to Korea and acting a fool. Because they'll see this happen to him and they'll think to themselves, nah, not me.
Oh, hold on. And very relevant super chats. This is like a super relevant one here. Michael Roos says for 11, Asia needs to throw the book at him. Yes, but here's the really relevant one. Dr. Paradox, chiming in, and I'll do, since you say you're from Georgia, I'll do my best Georgia accent here. As a Georgia boy, married to a lovely, quirky little lady from Nanjing, we see these types of idiots in Shanghai sometimes, and they're swiftly dealt with, especially the idiots who are aggressive with the ladies. Yeah, no, they're not. I hope you enjoy my southern drip there. Yeah, it is absolutely something that is not tolerated in a lot of places and can end up severely punished. Particularly, here we go. Yeah. Bless his little soul. Yeah, there you go. As a Georgian. When a Floridian tries to be a Georgian. Dr. Paradox has nailed it. So you know what? I'm going with the good doctor. Okay. Thank you, chat. And also Bebop Cowboy. Thank you for one. One more for the Spike cosplay. I'm not doing Ein. Also, Anthony said, to be fair to the lawyer, it's his job to advise RKI, not stop him from being stupid. And we know that if the lawyer advised him ahead of time, it's RKI's decision to be stupid. Exactly. By the way, Anthony, you're totally right. I'm not saying the lawyer didn't do his job. But what I'm saying is he's not going to go out of his way to do more than he legally is obliged to do. I think that's a very relevant point. The lawyer is not going to do more than he's legally required to do. Norbert Frolig says the statue of peace disrespect was probably not the worst legally. It wasn't, but it was culturally heartbreaking. Exactly. That was the worst emotionally. It was not the worst legally, unfortunately. You bring flowers to statues, how I came across your channel, by the way. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, thank you. And I do plan to do that again when the weather is warmer. It's kind of a waste to put the flowers when it's so cold that they die. But next time I come, it's going to be cherry blossom season, a little warmer, so it'll be a better season for flowers. So I'm going to leave a little bit more when the sun comes back and it's not freezing, because nobody's out to see them, and it's just weather that they die in like hours. When they're out there, so it's better to put them when it's a little warmer. Phoenix for 10 says, Ramsey is the catalyst for laws changing and not what to do in someone else's house. Been here since Disney Trouble, so it's good to see your breakdowns. Thank you so much. I'm glad they're clear and you can understand my rambling. Lotric Bardic for 10 euros. Thank you so much. Marshall Jed Cooper said, Can we set up to send cabbage to the hungry? Are we starting a soup kitchen? I guess we could. Yeah, it's possible. Everything's possible. I have to think about that. We have to talk about that, but it's technically possible. Fat Factor for 5 says, you think Johnny and Hank will conjoin themselves by a specific part in order to avoid prison time, then call themselves the skipping rope? You've got a creative spirit, Fat Factor. You probably have a future as a writer, for sure. But just, before AI takes over, just be quick about it. Sightland says, imagine 15 years from now when Ramsey starts a wholesome YouTube channel on how to properly care for and cook with cabbages. No, you know what? I will tell you this. Okay, actually, I'll put a poll in the chat. If Ramsey goes to jail for, let's say, 5 to 10 years, would you believe he changed afterwards? I'll put yes, no, and maybe if he... no, I'll just put yes or no. Just yes or no. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. I like binary. Would you believe, can Ramsey change? There's a poll in the chat. I'll let you guys deliberate on that for a little while. There's 7,000 of you, so you're going to fight over that in the chat. And literally, it's already at 82% no. Okay, all right. Our gifted 10 Legal Mindset members.
Yes.
Tigrun said, if you're going to cosplay anything from Cowboy Bebop, cosplay the Bebop, you coward. I could do that. That is possible. I am large. I am about as large as the Bebop. Asian Dragon says, Asians does not have the right to protect themselves by buying guns, so there's a choice to go harass as much as they want. Yeah, but once again, there's a line. There is a line. Kenneth Kim says, physically, mentally, and electronically, we find Johnny. Be scared, Johnny. Be scared. Oh, yeah. I know that the nuisance streamers from Japan are in Korea now. I guess they came here by flight. I think they were denied a ferry. They came here by flight. And I think their location has already like been revealed. So Dr. Paradise says, now that we're friends, might I query about the possibility of a young Zhangyi begging the judge to consider his mental derangement and other impairments? We were friends. But then what you're trying to ask me is about the insanity plea, in which I do say, sir, bless your heart, and...
Fuck you! Fuck you!
all these sneaky insanity plea comments. I do love you guys, but I'm also going to Minecraft all of you. Okay, like I love you all. Let's continue.
Yep, I don't want to do it. And every single live streamer will take that into account. That's why not a single fucking one of them do it in China or Saudi Arabia. Not a
this is
single
true.
fucking
This is
one.
facts. This is pure facts.
It's because they know what's going to happen, and it's a calculated decision every single time.
Pure facts.
Cope immensely with this whole trial thing. This account, Johnny So Somali, saying, why was Johnny Somali 1 hour late to his South Korean court hearing? Why else? He was ticked drunk. A few hours before his appointment, he decided to get drunk. Now, I'm not going to play
Smart.
this.
He actually, look, and here's the crazy thing. We're talking about this. He was doing $3 shots. $3 shots. Now, in a long time ago in LawTube, which is the kind of the crew, the gang that I came from was LawTube, right? We used to do $100 shots. And I was talking to Atozi, and he was saying like there's a point at which he would do like $50 shots at one point, right? But if you're doing $3 shots, you're like drunk after $30. That's how bad down he is for money, that he's doing a shot for $3. He's drunk. Like he was vomiting after like $30. It's crazy. It's insane. Speaking of insane, Unhinged Valkyrie, unhinging it and giving Johnny that big
emotional damage.
Another 20, bringing us up to, what are we at right now? Would we hit 400? We're at 404, baby. 404. I think yesterday we were 5, but we're good. We're good. 404 today. And also, guys, we have 3,800 likes. So if you could smash a like button, that'd be great. Let's get the 4,500. Well, I know we can do that today. Phoenix says 20% must be bots, saying the leopard could change the spots. Well, I mean, right now it is 80% no, Johnny. If he goes to jail, he cannot change. 20% think he's changed. No, I'll say this. I think it's possible. I don't think it's probable, but I do think it's possible. There's a difference, right? I think the most likely scenario is he doesn't change. He's locked in. But it is possible. If prison is real hard and they break that horse in jail, it's possible. It's possible to change. People do change. I've seen people come out of prison a changed person, but you got to sincerely believe it. I just think he's got that mentality to not be sincere about anything. Anime Fan says 404. Algo can't find the stream once over. That's crazy. Badness Badge says send that gator back to Florida. I will be back in Florida probably sometime in the summer. So I'll be back in the U.S. for a bit in the summer. I got a lot of stuff to do. So yeah, very busy guy. R says for 10. So while I agree he needs to go down, he's clearly a potential alcoholic and addict, needs help like badly. Yeah, no, and you know what? DBR is also an alcoholic, and they need help. But alcoholics shouldn't be streaming, and it's not an excuse, right? It's not an excuse to say, oh, it's the alcohol, and we all know that. You got to get help, and that's your responsibility. And you shouldn't be streaming your activities if you're an alcoholic. It's just, you shouldn't do it. It's like you can't drive a car if you're an alcoholic. You know, don't stream, go to rehab, get help. Don't be doing drugs and drinking and streaming. It's not smart. Super Korean, have you considered talking to Asman while he's streaming to give him a breakdown of the situation? If he contacts me, I mean, look, he could get contact with me. He knows, people that I know. He can get in contact with me if he wanted to. I'm happy to give him a breakdown. If Asman wants a full breakdown, I'll give it to him. So if he wants it, yeah, I'm happy to give it to him. But he can also just take my clips or take whatever, and it's fine. I'm happy with people using any of my clips. shout out to everybody who's used my information. I've had a lot of big creators use my stuff, and I'm happy to help them. And I'll say this too, guys. I am apolitical with who helps me on this. I don't care if they're on the right, on the left. I don't care if freaking Hassan Piker's talking about it and also Ben Shapiro's talking about it. I don't care, right? I think this is something that we can all get together on and say, yep, this guy's an asshole and deserves a maximum punishment or deserves, to get what's coming to him. And it's something that I find very refreshing because that it can be true, right? Is that people of those same persuasions could all agree on that. And I've found that that's something that we're all together on, which is nice. It's very rare to get that. It honestly is very rare. Yao Lasser says, him essentially being stream snipe in real life will never cease being funny for sheer absurdity. I know it's not mutually correct, but morally correct, but FAO. No. I mean, honestly, being stream sniped is actually, in a way, it's just because he's trying to take advantage of people because they don't see that he's streaming. So it's people taking advantage of him in the same way he's taking advantage of other people because he lies about streaming. So he's already being dishonest, and he doesn't ask for permission to film. Certainly not. Phoenix Diaz says, I bet he'll change in prison. He'll come out seeing things no boy should ever see and have that 100-yard stare. 1,000-yard stare. Sakurade said, RK is unlikely to change, not happening. And Asian Dragon says, after what he did in Japan Fall 2023, hard for me to forgive him, Andrew. I'm not saying forgive. I didn't say forgive. I said, well, could he change? Reinhard said 5 years isn't enough. We need more cabbage. I know. Dim the Lamp said if he drops us up 10 years, he'll change, maybe. What are prisons like in Korea? Rough or soft? Yeah, on the middle, but I would say towards the rough side rather than the soft side. Not super, super soft. Soft says he might change, but not always in a good way. That's true. And Kareem Nee says for 50, I don't think he'd change, but I can see him change his image or go the religious route. Exactly. He's going to find some sort of religion. Dr. Pritick says, why Ed Bailey? Cross. Gary Lee says, I'm surprised Hank is not kicking him out. No. Hank loves it. Hank loves it. Loves the attention. Black Templar said, an oversized suit. Johnny looks like every non-binary woman at a red carpet event. All right. It's the good stuff says, hey, with all Johnny's punishment, will it overall affect tourism as a whole, or will they be stricter? I would think they're going to be stricter. That's my prediction. Rusilla says, glad I was able to join a stream. Have a good one. Thank you. Brocky says, how much do you think this trial will affect legislation regarding streamers around the world? What is the appropriate sentence based on severity? I think this precedent is going to be followed by most of Asia. So I think it's very relevant in Asia. And I think other countries outside of Asia are going to look if there's some serious punishment, they're going to feel like they have the ability to bring it down. I think the punishment should be over a year. I think a year would be great, but over a year would be better. That would be, I think, justice here to at least get a year. All right, let's continue. I forgot we have more of this. Let's finish.
Full clip either. Yeah. Because I'm being nice to you guys. It's just sickening. It's disgusting, and I regret watching it. The guy's licking liquor off the floor, sucking it off the floor, and it's just nasty.
He's sucking his own vomit. So understand, guys. He vomited. So he vomited, and then he licked it up. And part of what he spilled and vomited, he was licking back up, his backwash, and it was dirty off the floor. It was just nasty. It was just real. And once again, you can't play this stuff. And that's why I don't want to play it. And I'm not going to play it. It's just absolutely disgusting.
I'm giving y'all the first viral moment tonight.
So true. What was he saying?
I'm giving y'all the first viral moment tonight.
True.
Yeah, so there's also a part where he spills the liquor, starts licking it off the floor, then spits some of it up. It's even more disgusting.
Yeah.
At some point, almost pukes, and you get the point. Typical Johnny Somali stuff. But hey, at least he's got his bros in chat with them, like this one that says, he's not going to miss court. Let him chill with all of us until he feels like he needs to stop or sleep a bit or whatever.
How do you simp for this guy?
Well, either because there's two types of people. I figured it out. There's two types of people. Otherwise, there are some that, there's some that are really, really dumb. That is one sector of them. But there's another sector that I believe generally want him to be harmed. So I think there's a group of people that actually hate him, but they donate to him to see him get harmed. It's almost like snuff, right? Like they want to see him get harmed, right? So there was one, and I think there's more than one, that was trying to make him miss court, for sure. Absolutely. They wanted him to miss court. They wanted him to. Warranty Void said, "Oh boy, it seems like I got 2+ hours of stream to catch up on. Thanks YouTube for unstable notification. It happens. You'll get there. 4x speed. Kiryu Kai Memorial said, if you said reform instead of change, I would vote it differently. Change is so nebulous. It includes trans surgery and missing limbs, so I voted for change. Okay, I get you. You're lawyering me on my own poll question. You're too serious, bro." Kyle says for $4.99, like a dog that returns to his vomit. Ooh, that's a good one. Like a dog that returns to his vomit is a fool who repeats his folly. Proverbs 26:11. Amen to that, my brother. That is the word right there. That is good. Proverbs got some bangers. Big Buddha says stream sniping nuisance streamers is Darwinism at its work. Yep, it's their own what they get. Right. Tomato says, I've seen toxic friend groups that talk like his chat. Oh, yeah, they're the most toxic. They're not good at all for the streamer themselves. Dr. Paradox says, to the younger audience, you feel awkward with the concept of punishment. If a grown man were in this situation, they'd have a family, they learn Hangul real fast and goodly like and beg forgiveness, they'd be in fear. Exactly. If a grown man, especially with a wife and a kid, they wouldn't apologize here. They would not be in this situation. While Davey said absolutely his audience wants to see him harmed in danger, make a fool of himself, his mainly hate watched and has been for 2 years. Exactly. Michael says the coming weeks will be interesting. April 9th, baby. April 9th. We have 1 month till another one. R says if only there was a legal mindset that gave him legal advice in the case. Oh, wait. Yeah, now, once again, I have to be careful about the term legal advice. I'm not his lawyer. But if he just listened to the general advice on my channel, he would be very, very well served. Right? Of course, at this point, I am not trying to give him advice. And I sometimes don't say things, or I'll say things in a vague way because I don't want to give him advice. Jopie, for 100 Swedish krona, says, if not being locked up would change him, it's not the prison labor that would change him. If the other inmates break him, that he would be genuinely scared. Yeah, I think his interactions with the other inmates would be key there. Not just the labor, but the labor might help. Western Body for 5 says, will you VTube look something at an Ace Attorney? I already have a ping like Ace Attorney, so maybe, but I gotta think about it. Heartbreak Ridge for 5 says, you need to use the clip from Cool Hand Luke. What we have here is a failure to communicate. That's very good. Also, Chaos Master says, I remember first hearing about Arcade from Andrew Matrix TV. Perhaps we get him on. If any guests wants to come on, they can hit me up. I do not like interviews. I do not do a lot of interviews. I do not like having people on my streams. I like to stream on my own. So I go at my own pace. I take care of you guys in the chat and I can answer things. However, I will make occasional exceptions and I will try to also just give people information or maybe write them an email or we can have a quick conversation offline. If they want to talk. My time is extremely limited. So, but I do appreciate that. And thank you everybody who tries to set me up with interviews. I do appreciate everybody. All right, let's continue here. Finish off with Asmongold.
How do you simp for this? Of all the things. What is going on? People are so dumb. They want to see him fail?
Yes.
Okay, you think that they're trying to edge him along and like they're basically trying to enable the bad behavior. They're like,
yes.
It's okay, Johnny. No, you know what would really taste good?
Yes, they are. Yes.
Liquor that's right next to you. Why don't you drink some more of it? Your court case isn't for another 45 minutes. You could probably drink the whole bottle before then, right? And you're not driving. Oh, you are driving. Okay, well, they have autopilot on the cars, right? Yeah, no, you'll be fine. Just go ahead, drink the whole thing. Yeah, sure, it's actually real. Hopefully that's what's happening, right? Living vicariously through him? Living is probably not the best term for it, but yes.
And that's where I'm going to leave this one. Let me know what you
That's
guys think
so
about this in
funny.
the comments. Consider liking and or subscribing. Appreciate
Is
you.
the
I'll
conscience on
see
your
you in the
shoulder?
next one.
The chat's the devil. Yeah, I guess it is. That's really fucking funny, man.
Yeah, the chat
So
is
it's been-
Oh
bad.
my god.
His chat is
And
bad.
internet doesn't show who's mentally ill. Yeah, I guess there's definitely that too. But yeah, it's looking like this guy, bro, like he looks like in this he looks like a more retarded version of Napoleon Dynamite. You know?
Oh, I didn't catch that before. That's a good one. That is a good one.
Like just
Oh man.
if Napoleon Dynamite was like a Somalian kick streamer, you know what I mean? Like, I get a little bit of that vibe. You notice the hat? What do you mean, did I notice
that's a
the
good
hat?
one.
Obviously, I noticed the fucking hat. Yeah, there it is. And it's insulting to Napoleon. Yeah, I guess so. But I
It
really
is
think that
insulting.
this guy,
It is insulting to
I link
Napoleon.
y'all the video. It's funny
It is insulting to Napoleon Dynamite for sure.
to see this happen. This guy's such a roach, bro. He's such a roach. And
Vote for
now
Pedro.
he's getting got. That's it. He's getting got, and he's done. Yeah, MAGA spokesperson? Yeah, I guess so. And the Imperial Japanese flag in the background. I wonder if he thinks that's the South Korean flag. Maybe he thinks it's the North Korean flag, and he thinks he's gonna fly the North Korean flag. To yeah, that's probably what it would be. That's what I would assume. So yeah, that would make sense. And oh my God. And Trump has to free him if he gets jail, free the hostages. I feel like if Trump, like maybe Trump should give South Korea back another one of their like prisoners that maybe is here in America, and just act not for Johnny Somali, but so we don't get Johnny Somali. Like we're gonna give you one of your prisoners if you just keep
That's
this
not how it works. Because the thing is, like, guys, we don't do these prisoner exchanges for petty criminals like Johnny Somali. Those are only like issues of national interest, and that's not Johnny Somali. Johnny Somali is not that. He is hated. He is hated. The only place we would take him to is Guantanamo. I mean, it's just like he's not coming back, guys. I'm sorry.
guy in jail for another 5 years. You know, like there's no prisoners. Maybe not. Okay, well we have to figure something else out. Maybe a special tariff or something like that.
Yeah, but I agree. I
You
know
know?
Asmon's
Man,
saying
that's
I know
crazy.
Asmon's saying we don't get him back. Like exchange other prisoners so we don't get him back. No, but we don't have to do that. It's not obliged. There's no requirement. We don't even have to exchange other prisoners. We just don't take anybody, right?
South Korea can be a state. Yeah, you think so? And made a great summary of the stream after the trial. Yeah, I guess so. You have no prisoners from South Korea. Well, fuck. Okay, well we'll figure something out. Okay, yeah, we'll have to figure something out. But anyway,
It's just
this
a politics
is really
joke.
fucking funny for me to see this happen. And yeah. Remember when Ultron spent about 35 seconds on the internet and decided
so true,
ultimately that
mercenary.
humanity had to die?
So true.
He watched Johnny Somali.
Oh, that actually is true. I think Ultron would have picked up on Johnny Somali. That is actually true.
Oh man.
He's like,
oh man.
He's like, we've got
That's
it. We've
fucking
got to
funny.
go. We've got to go.
And I think South Korea would agree to be a state, give them protection from the North Korea.
That's actually not okay to say. That's exactly what Johnny said. In fact, he didn't say state. States actually have rights. He said colony or vassal state, which that's like that's an inferior position. So like that's even worse. But no, they would not agree to be a state. That they very much want to be their own nation state. Like that is not okay.
Okay, yeah, if South Korea is all right. And finally, everyone, thank you, Korea, from every dude. Finally, thank you, Korea, from everyone in Japan. Bro, this guy's bringing these countries together like no other. Yeah.
It's true. It's true. So that's about the end of that video. Very good one there. Johnny Somali is effed by Asmon. So very good video. Excellent. A+. Little corrections on some of the minor points, but otherwise very good, very funny. The retarded Napoleon Dynamite is probably the quote of the day. Kenneth Kim says Johnny looks like he doesn't shower. He didn't. He looked dirty, and his hair was not cut. He hasn't had a haircut in a long time. Dr. Paradox says Kilpatrick said we gave Hank back. We did. Hank is kicked out of the United States and he cannot come back. He has wasted all of his appeals trying to get back in the United States. He's a convicted felon. He had his residency revoked, so he is done with the U.S. Phoenix DS for Canadian 10 says RK is going to have an FMJ moment where the PVT cowboy interaction with Drill Sergeant Hartman or the interaction of Private Powell while he's in prison. That's true. That's true. Okay, I'm going to start back at the beginning. Kenneth Kim says every charge Johnny gets, his hairline recedes a bit. Yeah. Lunitis says, fine. It's hard to believe that I was stationed in Korea at the same time. Ask Johnny. Wait, what? You're stationed in Korea when Johnny was here? Kenneth Kim says every charge. Oh, no, wait, got that one already. Minyuk says, when will RKI learn? Talk shit, get hit with justice. True. Brownout 1993 says, what do you think the mindset of Ramsey? I believe he knows he has no way out, but down the ruinous rabbit hole, no bridges left unburnt. I think he's committed to this path. And I think Ramsey Khalid Ismail is committed to the path of digging his own grave, which is exactly why it's the thumbnail for today. I think that these things from today, the articles, himself talking with DBR, continuing to dig himself in, saying he's going to go back to IRL streaming, inviting another IRL streamer here to be a nuisance. He is committed to this path. He is locked the fuck in to disaster. And you know what? You hate to see it because I don't want to see people wronged, but you also kind of love to see it because you love to see people punished that deserve it, right? And he does enjoy being hated. That is very true. That is very true. Asian Dragon says, I would give Andrew a nemesis icon from Resident 3 because it goes after the Stars members while Andrew goes anyone saying insanity plea. It's true. It's true. Tastic says for 2, same money for coping and seething. W Longman. I'll give you a little preview. I'll give you guys a little taste. We're going to play this at the end, but there's a little taste here. A little taste of the new hotness. Hold on. I think this is the first time I've seen the animation. I think it's been redone.
You are cold.
What? Is that a remix? Is that a remix? Ava says, all right, buddy, Gaskin you shall receive. Coping and seething, Eglinson in the end. I fixed the delay as well. Great stream. We're going to play it at the end. We're going to play it at the end. The special remix, the Cope remix. It's going to be the ultimate outro. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. We're not done yet. We got a lot of supers. Get past. Louis says, if Johnny Somali thinks prison will be like Nanbaka, he's got another thing coming. It'll be like Tokyo Tribe 3. Goosh goosh. If you know, you know. Anime fan says, dang, got here at the end. It's not over yet. Sir Jack says, wow, a full year already? Hope Jonathan goes away. Yep. C. Chan for 5 Singapore says, I'm looking forward to Paul Danino being Ramsey's cellmate. His gang is now in Korea. Yep, ICE is now in Korea. I believe they're in Busan. They're in Haeundae. At the Signal in South Korea. Anime fan 3794 says, by the way, congrats to 200K. I assume Algia will be rigging the model. Alicia. Sorry, I read that wrong. There's a C in there. You're going to have her make an insanity plea rage toggle. Oh, yeah. Danny says, have Dalgoon and the gang watch them? Yeah, the Dalgoon is on it. Don't worry. But once again, if they're here peacefully, no problem. If they cause problems, then, FAFL. Nona says, for 5, if Ramsey goes to the farm and refuses to work, what can they do to force him? No, he doesn't get paid. He doesn't get paid. So his fine won't go away. And he'll stay there forever. If he has any money he owes, he has to work it off. If he doesn't work, he doesn't make any money. He doesn't get paid. And then he'll just stay in jail forever until he pays his money, right? I mean, that's it. They can't force you, but they can say, hey, you're just not going anywhere. I mean, you want to lay around, okay, you're not getting paid. No work, no pay, and you're not going to leave. So, because remember, the forced labor is if you have a fine you can't pay off. Dirty Fucks Dangle says it's Dirty Dangles. L for YouTube censorship. Bad News Badger says for 50 Danish krona, how do you know Johnny and Hank are watching the stream has 2 dislikes? Yes, exactly. That's how you know they're watching. They're always watching. Actually, he stream snipes most of my streams. So typically I know because I see video of him watching me. Final Fantasy says, could that charge that Bang TV told you knew about in good authority was the 5th charge in the Eastern District? Yes, that's probably it. Was the deepfake charge. Yes. Yes. Ultrafine Point says, retired military for 5 and small business owner. Can't these troll streamers get real jobs? I'll be living in Thailand in 2 years. Real work pays off. Exactly. And that's why I'm standing up for people like that Ultrafine Point, because I see expats, and I have a lot of clients, especially in Thailand, that are expats, and they're on a retirement visa, or maybe the DTV, it's a new visa, education, Thailand privilege, what other program they want to come in on. Thai language, Muay Thai, whatever, to come in there. And they've been working their ass off. They were oil and gas people. They were truckers. They were, business owners. And they've just had a real job, and then they're ready to retire, and they're just trying to have a good time and, relax and retire and not have to deal with these people, right? The last thing you want to see is people ruining your, hard-earned time off or your vacation or your retirement. Hailstorm says, what about the sailor cabbage from Food Wars? Oh, that'd be funny. Kenneth Kim said, do you think Johnny will survive Korean prison? I'll survive, but, it's a rough place. Sam says his favorite cabbage recipe, kimchi, of course. Dr. Paradise says, Kasperi is sliding sideways with his insanity plea job. Top notch, full marks, grade A, would plead insanity again. No! RN Jesus, God of Loot and Draw, says, in before Dragon's Treasure gives us code Ramsey for a new product, Insanity. Okay, that's actually funny. And shout out to Dragon's Treasure. William Hughes for 5 says, does Johnny realize how bad a prison sentence will be for him in Korea? As a foreigner who doesn't speak the language, he is screwed. Indeed. Zero San for 5 says, have you had a client that was actively screwing their case over in real time like Ramsey? No. Remember, I've mostly had corporate clients and high income individuals. Businesses that have a lot of money and high net worth individuals, high income individuals, do not make the same level of mistakes. Now, they can make mistakes. They certainly do. That's why they're in a lawyer in the first place. They made a mistake, but they don't keep making the mistake actively. Everybody screws up. Everybody makes mistakes. I make mistakes. I'm not perfect, right? I screw up. Sometimes I say something and it's wrong. That's possible as well. I try to correct myself if I'm wrong. If you make a mistake, you try to fix yourself. That's what most adults and reasonable people do. But Ramsey digs himself deeper. He digs his own grave over and over and over again, when all he would have to do is very simple to fix it. But he doesn't want to do that. Baldevi for 10 says, love the idea of Ramsey lingering in jail, crying to the consulate about it, and there being no support for him. Do you work like a good little petty criminal, Ramsey? You little petty criminal, you. Paradox says, ultrafine point makes an ultrafine point, and I agree. We're all just trying to live in peace. These children, honestly, need a belt. I guarantee you, they're most of them were effectively these nuisance streamers. There's some parentless behavior, right? Fatherless and motherless behavior. Rayobi says, so Amber had a better chance of winning than Johnny Somali. In a crazy way, yes. Mark says, National Ugly Sports Coat Day in Korea. No, this is a beautiful one. I had this one made in Daegu. I love this one. This is one of my favorite ones. Hayden says, 500,000 subs. Alstafa cosplay. No. Cube says for 5, when RKI finally gets sent to the cabbage farm, who would even buy his backshot roulette cabbages? Oof. Jason says for 200, I want to see the pro psychologist take on Johnny Somali. They would lose their mind. Kenneth Kim says Johnny's hairline will reach America before he does. Fat Factor says, what this I hear about a plea for Johnny to lick windows? Paula for $4.99, thank you, 49 pounds. Bob Lob says, Lurking says Rittenhouse, insanity plea for the insanity mindset. Okay.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
PI says from Pen 5, could Ramsey appeal based on adequate representation? No. Well, yes, he could try. Sorry. Yeah, he can try. Go ahead, Ramsey. Appeal, Ramsey. Do it. Grim Seti for 2 says, you missed my question I asked like an hour ago. No, I got it. Don't worry. I'm going backwards and I got it. So we're good. Joppy says, insanity plea. So Go says, is Ramsey considered compos mentis? No, not in their system. Moksha says for 35K, poor Hank is about to lose his protein receptacle. Oof. Kenneth Kim says, do you think Johnny will learn? I don't think so. LJ Work says, mind break is in session. It already happened. Colin Johnson says, glad to see chat supporting you. I'm surprised you're not always called out by review channels when you have such great coverage. Thank you. It's because I do very long form coverage. And to be honest, guys, I have a niche. And my niche is to go into detail and give interaction with you guys in the chat. That is not for everybody. Most of you guys love this. Some of you are new to this. Some of you want me to get to the point, right? They said, get to the point, Andrew. I said, well, if you want that, wait, don't watch my streams, watch the clips, and watch don't go to the live tab. Ignore my live tab. If you have the patience of a goldfish, go to my videos tab and just watch that. And you're going to get summaries. The difference is you're going to get them 24 to 48 hours after it happens. There's one that's coming out right after this stops. You're going to have one dropping like a couple hours later. Like it'll probably drop in 3 hours. A summary from yesterday. So yesterday's summary is going to come out today. So there's something for everybody. Just, you got to pick your poison. And not everybody likes this. That's fine. But I'm not changing my format. This is my format. And I actually was speaking with Tozy about it. And he's like, yeah, you're right. No, you're a really good streamer. You're like an excellent streamer. Just keep doing what you're doing. I'm like, yeah, no, this is good. I enjoy it. I'm not going to stop. I'll try to improve, but I'm not going to change my streaming format. Colin says, glad to see you. Them. Yeah, got it. And so it's hard so what happens is I don't have as many clips. And because I don't have as many clips, a lot of review channels don't go into my coverage because they don't know where to start. So I have to, do more maybe clips, but, I got to promote my videos a little bit better. So I'm thinking of ways to do that, to get those flowing. Hailstorm says, what's your favorite food and drink in Korea? Oh man, that's hard. That's hard. I like takgalbi a lot. I like hanu. What else? I like so many things. I like tteokbokki. I like kimchi jjigae. Oh my God, we went to the best kimchi jjigae and bulgogi and kimchi jjigae combo. It's so good. It was so good in Hongdae. It was like thick kimchi jjigae. It was so good. Spartan D63 says, do you hear that, Mr. Esquire? The sound your inevitable insanity plea? My name is Legal Mindset. Ryobi said, oh yeah, Johnny Somali came to South Korea September last year. Time goes by exactly. It's flying. John Vassy said, Goldilocks mindset for the season, just right. Devil's Advocate says, Johnny's suit equals stop. Legal time. Can't touch this. Benjamin Nail said, look up Curry the Cowardly Dog Ramsey thong. I will look that up after the stream. Richard Cummings says, big ego, questionable morals, lack of common sense, and below average intelligence is a recipe for disaster. I agree. Dr. Paradise says, bring the deluge. Anime Fan says, are we drowning Andrew? Yeah, boy. I enjoy it. Dr. Paradise says, dear good people, $2 super chat, flood this man now. No. Paula said, have you seen the video demo of him broadcasting he wants illegal activities with kids? Can the authorities be? Yes. What? Excuse me? If you have any image of him saying he wants to do illegal activities with children, yeah, you can send that to me. But I think what you're saying is, do we have the stuff from Lotte World? Yeah, we do. From Lotte World, I have the video. We went through it. We've got the video. That's sent in. QB said I need details for Legal Mindset cosplay with a Matrix coat for when the VTuber model comes out. I will. John says pizza is best strawberry and pineapple on it. Heresy. Silbury says, Ramsey, no, stop uniting against me. Stop having a good time. Lelouch Lamperouge from Code Geass. First time. He's gaslit into liking his name. Hagfish says, is there going to be Docky merch for the VTuber Legal Mindset? Yes. Spoon Knight Maza, eventually. Ramsey, I don't speak Korean. So why would any of these tards go to a foreign country if you can't speak or understand the language? Well, yeah, exactly. Why would any of these dumb streamers go there if their defense is going to be that? The only thing is it's their get out of jail free card. Michael Muddragon says, Sailor Moon legal mindset, Sailor mindset, long moon, insanity mindset. 5150 Hold says, how does Ramsey continue to keep being delusional to himself? Sure, there's something not right in his head, but surely he must have some self-awareness. It's gone now. That's why I'm saying he's been broken by this. He's been truly broken by this. Also, my locals is asking when I go to Mudang. I do need to do a Mudang stream, or a Mudang video or something like that. So Mudang will come eventually. So Senpai notices you locals and your love for Mudang. I also love Mudang. The bouncy pork is very good. Aroimak. Silbury says, don't give Ramsey ideas with a headscarf. Yeah, well, I would love to see him try to put on a headscarf, like a female head covering, and see how that goes. Asian Dragon 456 says, I bet the judge is going to listen one way or another. I'm going to find you. I'm going to get you. Yeah, that's a good song. Robert Carruthers says, if he thinks Trump will save him, he hasn't seen that Trump wants any migrant, even with birthright, out of the United States. Yeah, that is true. That is true. But it's not real politics. And he's not aligning with the right-wing party here. He's actually aligning with the left because he's simping for the CCP in North Korea, which is a left-wing position, not a right-wing position. Sean Arikale says, keep up the awesome work, man. Was catching up with the stream. Fuji whiskey is awesome. Japanese whiskey. It's made with glacier water from Mount Fuji. Awesome. I'll try it. I haven't tried it. Hagfish for £5 says, Japan is weak is why. Japan is afraid of Johnny Somali, so they cowered and deported him. South Korea is a Chad to show how it's done. No, actually, Japan did jail him. Japan did jail him for months, but that wasn't enough. I think it was 3 months, but 3 months wasn't enough. Johnny needs more than 3 months. That's why I say, like, even 6 months is probably too little. He needs a lot, right? They thought that 3 months was enough. It wasn't. Asian Dragon 456 says, taking a shot will be worse than savoring beer, wine, or cocktails taste. Why do I need to ask? Wait, why did I need to ask he wants $3 shots? Like failing Johnny. Yeah. It's pathetic. Senor Jalapeno for cinco says, do you think that harsh punishment for RKI would affect the rest of the streamers? Or do you think they'll have it? It won't happen to me. So right now it has affected them. So effectively, understand this. DBR, the guy who threw the snowball, he fled Japan and he knew there were criminal charges coming for him. He fled Japan. The rest of the streamers are literally having to leave Japan early because they're getting so much pushback there. So I think they're knowing that if they're gonna act up, they're gonna get pushback. Now, that said, some of them say it won't happen to them because they're not committing crimes. Say, oh, we're not committing crimes. And if they're not, then it's fine. But if they do, then I think they're gonna think about it like Johnny, right? If they're thinking about anything similar to Johnny that would involve harassing people, I think they're gonna think again. I think they're just gonna do dumb stuff alone, maybe, but not like in private. It's okay. We're at a private event or in a private room, but not in public against other people. It's not good. Dr. Paradox for 5 says, Chad is edging him along. F this. This only gives him something else to blame. Lawyers, sir, please ensure you lock this point up. Listen, he's responsible for his own actions. If you're following your chat, you're responsible for that. 100%. Sam Soapbox, and by the way, that doesn't remove legal liability. You're still legally liable even if chat told you to do it. You have agency as an adult. Like, an adult is responsible for their own actions. It's not a legal excuse. Nandamari says, does Johnny focus his antics on Asian countries? Yes. His antics are mostly in Asia. He did go to Israel, but when he almost got killed, he left. Asian Dragon says, that's why I don't have any changes from him when he gets broken. Fair enough. Denny says, will Ice and Gang get the Johnny Somali welcome from Dalgoon if they misbehave? If they behave, they'll be fine. But if they misbehave, yeah. Bop Eater for 5 says, such an uninformed comment from Asman at the end, especially with the recent annexation threats from Canada and New Greenland. No country wants to be a U.S. state. Well, look, no, there are countries that don't mind, and there are countries that vote in favor of joining other countries, right? That happens all around the world all the time. There's places that do want to become part of the United States. That is true. But that said, for a sovereign nation, it's something they don't want. And Johnny's comment that Korea is a colony particularly made them mad, because it's not. It's a sovereign nation. They have years of history of their country and the different nations and nation here. It's a very interesting thing, and they certainly want to protect that national sovereignty. Similar to Poland, they've just been very unfortunate with military issues, getting invaded from all sides. Devil's Advocate says, Ramsey, look, another $2 cabbage for Legal Mindset. Stay mad. Yeah, boy. Sam Soapbox says, should these platforms also be held legally responsible for enabling and paying nuisance streamers like someone owns these servers? Yes. I think eventually these platforms should be hit when people are doing crimes and they're not taking them down. I do think the platform should be hit. Now, granted, they're really only on Kick and now Party. So those are really the only two platforms. Kick has removed DBR and has removed Johnny. Actually, today on that stream I showed you, the first part of it was Johnny and DBR in their underwear. Yes, I'm saying that right. In their underwear, begging to get back on Kick. They were kneeling in their underwear, asking Eddie, the owner of Kick, to let them back on. That's how desperate they are. It's sad. Maybe 525 for $9.99 says these IRL streamers are a menace. Is there some way they can be on a global list when they rack up crimes? Thanks for keeping on board. Us needed. Yeah. I'll keep you up to date. A global list would be nice. Would be useful, and keeping a list of these nuisance streamers and just circulating them. Yeah, I think it would be useful. Sigrid says KR and JP should take turns deporting Ramsey via trebuchet. Keep seething, Ramsey, says Michael Rule for $5.99. One more emotional damage at a time. And for that, I'll drop one in there.
Emotional damage.
He's getting mad that I'm reading out more than like 10x the shots he took. Storm Overload is a new member. Thank you. Lako Kanusa for $5 says, my biggest fear is South Koreans thinking all Americans are like that. What happens if we get hashtag deport him north? Well, it'd be funny if they deported Johnny North, but I did interviews with both Dalgoon, with Bang TV, with Jay Company, and also with another one. None of these guys think all Americans are like that. I'm an American, and I'm leading the quest to here. Not, once again, there's a lot of people helping. I'm not, I don't want to say like, even I'm like the most important cog, but I am bringing the people together. I'm like the networker that's getting this done. And it's an amazing thing to see, but you can see that some Americans hate this and we're not okay with it, clearly, right? They know that. Zarcasm says, won't prison cost Johnny Somali his subscribers? Yep. He doesn't have any anyways. He has none anyways. Anime fan 3794 says, can you plead insanity? What about instability? No. It's funny, but no. Artemo said individual with a lot of income. Yes. It's mostly Hank's income. Sparky said, but Nick Recato said I could plead insane. I hope I did a good Rage Pig voice there. Silbury said, Sam Bright, Johnny stays in Korea, Ramsey leaves. That's so true. Johnny stays in Korea. Ramsey leaves. That'd be good. Marcel LeBlanc for $2 says, state feeds him on a farm if you refuse to work. They got to feed you when you're a prisoner, so they can't starve him. But it's not like, this is not, Four Seasons meals here. This is like very basic food. He's going to be eating a lot of kimchi. The Devil's Advocate for $5 says, that sport coat screams, this is for my audition to place Bob Uecker in the remake of Major League. Hey, I would do it. Zia says, hey, Andrew, off topic. How old are you exactly? Early 30s, late 30s? I'm 38 years old. So I am an elder millennial. Experienced, seasoned millennial. I'm here for the scuff. Says, sorry, I'm late, senpai. I got you. Kenneth Kemp says, after Korea, Johnny should have to deal with us Americans. He will. Dr. Paradox says, nearby Americans already on watch. Yep. Anime fan says, Danielle teasing us like a mindset. She's going to dress up, but not let us see. Clearly, you need to match her outfit to make up for. I believe none of this. That's slander against Danielle. Phoenix says, for 10 Canadian, the Interpol equivalent of IRL streamer database may be coming one day. A day we can only hope for. Sooner than later, hopefully. Asian Dragon said, can I get the clip for my turn? Insanity plea. I'll give you the Elon.
But go fuck yourself. Is that clear?
Yeah, I think it's clear. I heard Mudang, and I just thought the clip of Chibidoki screaming about wanting Mudang. Yeah, Mudang. Yeah, it's a good one. Kenneth Kemp says, Johnny Starfish is about to be attic after jail. Oh, boy. Dr. Brennan said, after 3 hours of debate, I agree with you. He can definitely plead insanity and go home with a soft slap on Hamp's wrist. Oh, that's funny. Badger. Okay, you guys are just queuing all the clips at the, queuing all the clips here. Hold on.
And they're still fucking nerds.
It's true. Kenneth Kemp says Johnny Starfish is about to beatbox after jail. And Tanner Daniel says, can the U.S. cancel his passport and force him back for committing crimes? Yes, they can cancel, but they can't force him back. Until Korea is done with him, they can't force him back. They can cancel his passport. He says, I feel like we shouldn't let him be someone else's problem. I agree. That's why we need to cancel his passport. If anything, you guys can write the ambassador. I would do that, guys. I would say that you can write the ambassador to South Korea and say, you need to revoke Johnny Somali, Ramzi Khalid Ismail, revoke his passport. That would be useful. That would be a real thing. That would MAGA, right? That would actually make America great, to revoke Johnny Somali's passport. Remember, passports are a privilege. They are not a right. Passports are not a right. Passports are not a right. Cool Date said, emotional cabbage. And Lenmar for €5 says, I think he should plead insanity. So he says he suffers from aggravated BLM syndrome. Yes, because the base legal mindset is absolutely mind-broken Johnny. And on that note, guys, I got a flight tomorrow. We've gotten in here for, how long are we in there? 2 hours and 54 minutes. Hold on. Dr. Paradox drops a 100. Sir, thank you. Please continue and take care. Great. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you. I double package you. Thank you so much for that. Hey, Dr. Paradox, thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who donated all the memberships today, all the donations today. It's been fantastic. It's been fabulous. I appreciate everybody who's been here. You will get clips of this that are coming out and other videos as well. I'm going to try to do my best to improve this channel, to make it better. I'm always trying to deliver more for you guys. So thank you so much for the big support, Dr. Paradox, and everybody else who donated today, because it means a lot from me. Sebastian says about that insanity plea, I'm going to kill you, Sebastian. Marksman says I got banned from Auntie Rima's chat. I didn't know what I did. I just said her silver coat was glossy and pretty for a horse her age. Don't mess with Rima. Asian says passports are similar to ID. Exactly. It's not a right. Phoenix Diaz says gifted 10 legal mindset memberships. Thank you so much. All right. Yes. As promised, we have a new remix of Coping and Seething. So here is, courtesy of one of my Korean, an expat in Korea. Here is the K-pop remix of Coping and Seething. I'll see you guys on the next one.
You are coping and seething. You just can't believe what you're seeing. It's you coping and seething. The truth it is all day, and now you are more